audio should be going out to them.
Oh, so you can only change them from the DD channel.
And now, there we go. We are live on video. Chris Munso with our first like.
What up? Thanks, Chris.
What up, gamers? Well, there's only a couple gamers here. The rest of us are real lifers.
Regular peoplers.
Regulars. Oh, Facebook or YouTube. You drive me nuts sometimes. You drive me nuts.
Sorry. It's an ad.
I've heard that countless times
Yeah.
on YouTube.
It's so annoying.
Which one is it?
The
voice
singing app.
simulator, whatever.
Oh, yeah. There was one out where it was Voice Simulator. And they had Walter White on there.
Dude,
Walter Cronkite?
Walter White.
It comes with the mustache
Walter
and everything.
McCall?
Dude.
Interested.
Walter.
Extremely.
How's everybody doing out in YouTube land? What's up, YouTube? We are getting things set up, sharing this out so we can get some viewers. Make sure you do that as well. If you're watching, share it out. Share it. We also are Can I tell people that we're doing it? Are we supposed to tell people?
I don't know. I don't even know what we're doing, so let's tell them.
Okay. Danny introduced me to something called Nightbot.
Yeah.
Where we can do some fun with giveaways and some commands and things like that. So anytime we say taco.
No, it's not. It's not anytime you say it. It's you have to type it.
Well,
in
he
the chat.
pointed at him like he wanted him to do it. Right?
There it is.
I thought the game was when we say taco, then they type in taco like, ooh, taco.
I mean, that can happen.
Then why are you berating me?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I thought you thought it was voice activated.
No.
Okay.
It's not.
It is not. Also,
What's the point? I could put a taco in with my. See.
We got some people asking to turn up the volume.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Oh, there you go.
What?
Now it's working.
Oh, that was
No,
probably what I
you
did.
still need to turn up the volume.
Oh.
Taco.
Yeah, if you put an exclamation point tacos, Nightbot says, Bobby has brought up tacos one time. He must be getting hungry. Now we got another one. Bobby's brought up tacos 2 times. So it counts how many times we reference tacos, assuming that people type it in the chat when we say it.
And they have to put exclamation mark taco.
Exclamation point tacos. That's the command, yeah.
Danny cannot turn the sound up, Chris. I am in full control. Sorry. It's kind of low, though, still. There is really low. Okay, hold on. Hang tight, folks. Hang tight.
Dynamic disc is everywhere.
Now talk to me. See if that's a little bit louder. Oh, that should be a little bit louder, yeah. A little bit louder now. A little bit louder now.
Danny, are you able to turn off the all caps
On what?
warning on Nightbot?
Yes, I just disabled all the spam protection.
Sweet, thank you.
Oh, great. Now we're just going to get slammed with spam.
YouTube still has spam protection.
Oh, okay.
Nightbot's not doing it.
Is that better for us?
Yeah.
Also, I bought a new cable, so hopefully with the new cable I can control our volume that we get in our ears.
Good.
Independent from the volume that they get.
Cool. People are saying much better, good, better.
Yeah,
There you
good.
go, better.
Good. Perfecto.
I just enabled the one you called for, Robert.
That's okay. I was just curious. We're just messing,
Too loud?
you know,
It's
we're
like
learning.
redlining. Is it too loud, YouTube?
Are we too loud, you guys? There we go.
No, I don't get it. Will they get control to the command? Oh, that was
They can type it in the chat. This is just a list of commands.
that URL that was put out there. That's only we can see that.
No, everybody can see that, but that's just a
I can
list of
see that.
commands.
Oh, a list of the commands.
Yeah.
They can't create commands.
Right.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Something learned something new every day. I just got introduced to it yesterday. So.
I've got the disclaimer on there.
Yeah.
Yes. Danny, can I add a command in chat?
Yes.
Do you know how to do that?
I messaged you a link on how to do that on Workplace.
Thank you.
Bobby, are your cheeks noticeably cooler now? No, but I mean, obviously it felt a little different not having the beard on there. But so, according to my Instagram,
Yeah, it's heavy on the beard side on Instagram.
so I posted a picture when I had a beard and when I didn't have a beard. Wore the same hat. 81% out of 453 people that seen it. Of course, not that many people voted. 81% said I need the beard. 9% said no beard. So the
That
beard,
9%.
huh?
That 9% doesn't know.
Yeah. So with that being said, the beard shall return. It'll just be about 2-3 months.
By the time you have it grown in, it'll be time for no shave.
Oh,
Or
no.
or Movember is what we're doing
Movember
this year.
Oh, yeah, the fancy mustache. Oh,
Just the
Danny.
Mustache.
You can't get rid of the mustache now.
Mustache.
No, he
Mustachio.
can. He just has to redo it in November.
Yeah, but it took him 3 months just to get anything
But
going.
but
I mean, I
so-
didn't mean that as like a bad. I'm just saying.
First of all, hateful. But
Now, do we have to shave everything and then grow the mustache? Or
no,
just,
I think
No, you could just shave everything.
shave
but
everything
the
but the
So whatever
mustache.
mustache you have at the beginning of November is what we're going to work with.
now.
we're gonna be looking strong.
See, I don't. Mine
I may
can't.
just start growing now.
Mine.
I don't know about you
Shave
guys,
now.
but who's interested?
Are you going to
let her
do
ride.
like a mustache and then down
I
to
haven't
the
decided yet.
handlebar?
I might
or
just
the-
go.
I'm cutting mine right here.
Yep, me too. That's what I want to do.
right there,
I'm taking off this stuff. I'm just gonna.
and then
It's just
you
a
can
little
you
bit-
have to
a
let
little
it
bit
grow
wider than the-
out. I mean, are we
Just
going to have it
grow.
like that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, you grow it out like a walrus.
Yeah, that's
There you go. That's what you got.
and then I'll be.
It's definitely going to do that.
Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. Just with but with a mustache. Yeah, that's the only thing you'll be hearing. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. Oh wait, hold on.
What?
My hair is not looking 1 out of 10 today. Okay, it keeps going. Nice. Sweet.
Okay.
First of all, hateful. It looks great today. One of my better days in a while.
EMAC, any new courses in the near future?
Plenty of them. Actually, I just put out a video on my YouTube page today about the month of June and what I did in the month of June.
Nice.
Sit down and it's about a 20-minute video, so I did a lot in June. So it talks
that's-
about the courses I designed in June, our event at the United States Amateur Match Play Championships,
Okay.
Denver, about the stadium event and how much fun we had out there.
Right.
So it's just like something I would just put together really quick. Like
Nice.
it's nothing like, oh my God, they're going to start hiring me to do video editing or anything like that. But it's just like I just did it with my phone. So go check it out if you want.
YouTube.com/
I don't know, whatever. Me,
Eric
you
McCabe?
Just Google me or search for my name. You'll find my
on
page.
YouTube.
Here, can I, is this me here? Hi.
Hi.
There it is.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, they can just click on that. That's true. All right, so let me. Oh, okay, I've been having all this fun. I haven't even pulled up any of the speak pipe or nothing like that. Seems like a lot of people are talking tacos and hair on the chat. So
What about hair in your taco?
do you know who the top chatter is on our YouTube channel?
Robert.
Mailbox 37.
Oh, he does get after it.
Mailboxes, etc.
Thanks, Mailbox.
Mailbox.
Also, Chaser a second ago said if we commit to Movember, we need to get Team Aviators to go along with it.
Yes, Joe, hit me up.
We
Let's
can go
do
to
this.
we can go to a gas station. They got Pugs one. Pugs
Can I get a
here.
prescription one because I can't see otherwise?
Oh, that's right.
That's a really fair point.
Okay.
Maybe I'll just get contacts by then.
Let's.
Yeah, but we took pictures one time. You had aviators on, didn't you? For the enforcer.
That was yeah, we did. We
So
did.
You could do it for in character.
Oh, I could
here.
do it for Answer Man.
Right.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
now-
for sure.
Okay, now
For sure.
just hear me out here. What if
Okay.
you get the Aviators,
Okay.
then you take the lenses out of your current glasses,
Oh.
and then you just tape them to the inside of the
that'll work.
Aviators?
Oh, okay.
That'll work.
That I mean, come on.
I mean, aviators are pretty big, and the glasses I wear kind of
Yeah,
small.
they
I
would
could-
fit
I
inside-
could probably wear them over these, and you wouldn't know.
right.
Hannibal
right.
1975. Thank you for the $2 super chat. $2 to EMAC for running the longest auction ever.
It is the longest auction ever. I put
What's going on?
I put an auction up last Monday, and it was for a Fusion Premac Truth, but it has a lucid stamp. It's pre-Sweden. It's all that fun stuff. DigiWeight. I mean, it's a good disc. It's a rare find, and there's 2 dudes bidding on it right now, and each one of them outbid the other by $1 when there was not much time left. So it was like another day, another dollar kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like less than an hour left. There's like 20 minutes left in it right now. So we'll see if anybody bids on it.
$1 from Ryan Lamb. Thank you, $1 Ryan Lamb. We appreciate that.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, appreciate that. We appreciate that.
All right, I tried to add a command. We'll see if it works.
This one's hybrid 6 stamp. Nice. All right, you guys ready? I got my speak pipe up. I got our notes ready to go. The questions ready to go. You guys ready to answer some questions?
Yeah. Does it confirm that you added it?
Yes, but you gotta do a space instead of an underscore.
Oh, on commands add? Oh, thank you. Oh, it says command underscore name. I misread that. I'm learning.
All right, YouTubers, we're going to record the regular show, so
Let's
hang
get
on
wild.
tight. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them till the end if you want them answered for the after show. I tried to do a Disc Golf Answer Man pre-show on Cool Daddy Slick Bree's Facebook page, but it wasn't very popular, so I will never do it again. No, I'll try it again. I'll try it again next time, but without the echo effect. So, cool.
Sure.
Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. I have Robert Newhouse McCall.
Did
This
you
is
and
your mustache
did you and
rollers.
Zach get married
Zach and I are now together.
officially?
I didn't pick up on that. Zach Newhouse, team
I
member.
didn't want to tell everyone this way, but
And Eric, oh wait.
What'd I do?
Are people supposed to know?
About what?
About Alaska.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Alaska McCall.
Yes. No.
Alaska.
McCabe though.
Yeah.
Why
well,
did I do that again?
But I mean, Zach
No,
and
you
I
got-
are together,
then
and
you
now
got-
we're
you're-
together.
you're
Oh,
together.
yeah.
I
I
demanded
suppose
that
so.
he take my name.
Yep.
Anyway, we are here for episode 272 of the Disc Golf Answer Man. We had a fantastic weekend out in Denver, Colorado.
Fantastic.
The Disc Golf Experience Bronco Stadium won at Mile High. Nearly 600 people, according to Doug Bjerkes, came out to throw plastic in a stadium or watch their friends play or just to hang out. It was awesome time. I tell you what, you Coloradoans, is that proper?
Coloradoans.
Wait. Last time you said
The-
Coloradians.
Colorado is how they say it.
Colorado.
Colorado.
How do I say that? Adians.
Coloradoans.
Okay.
You mile highers.
Mile Highers. We had a fantastic time with
Milers.
you guys,
Milers.
for sure. Real quick, me and Anthony went out there a day or two early and played at Frontier Park in Hayes, Kansas. Had a great time. Super windy, but still had a good time out there.
Windy.
It's always,
Windy.
It's usually is windy out there
Yeah.
in Hayes.
And then Friday, let's see, we got to Colorado that evening. Of course, ate at Torchy's Taco.
Yeah, I didn't have any while we were there.
Unbelievable.
I didn't either.
I know.
Unbelievable.
I thought we were going to on Saturday night,
Yeah, and then
but
then we left late.
Yeah.
that didn't happen.
But the pizza was good.
It was
and
really good.
then we play,
It's
and then
fantastic.
we got there, and then there was a festival concert right outside of Torchy's Taco in this lawn, and it was amazing. We sat out there for like an hour and just jammed out the music. And then of course Friday was
Was it Coldplay?
No, it was not.
So it wasn't karaoke. It was just
No, it was
you
a
were
karaoke
just
night,
you were
right.
just you were just taking in,
I
not
was, right,
participating.
I wasn't the one jamming.
Okay, got
right.
it,
I
got it,
would
got
have
it.
been had they played Coldplay. I put Coldplay.
Coldplay.
That reminds me. There's a street here in right by Peter Pan Park called what is it called?
Coldplay.
Copay.
Copley.
Right? But I always look at it and I want to live on that street so I can say I like to listen to Coldplay while I live on Coldplay. But now I
But
found
that
out it's
is-
Copley and that doesn't work at all.
It doesn't work at all.
All right, so it's stupid. So anyway, Friday,
So let's just roll it back.
So
and then Friday we played Beaver Ranch Disc Golf Course.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Robert and Shay met us out there, and based off, I posted on the Facebook page for Disc Golf Answer Man, asked what course we should play, and that was the highest rated one to play. And I tell you what, that course is amazing.
It's incredible. So much fun.
Give us the commentator description of that course.
Beaver Ranch comes in at 7,000 feet. Not a very long course, but quite a bit of elevation gain. I honestly don't know how much elevation gain it was. There are very many uphill shots and downhill shots, and it feels like the uphill shots, there's way more of those. That like it doesn't ever feel like you get paid off with the downhill shots, really. But it has to work out that way because, elevation. Some tight lines, lots of trees. Yeah, we just went and had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Our disc, this is not a surprise to anybody who knows, but our discs fly a lot more overstable at elevation. And so my Maverick, that is normally a hyzer flip machine, was like an Explorer up there. I was not pleased.
Yes.
But I threw the fuse all over the place because that was about the only thing that would hold right. And so I just threw that a lot.
There were quite a few holes that you were just like, I just want to throw disc after disc after disc because
just
wanted to
unload your
throw
bag.
The hole. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So then anyway, we went and met up with the RV that drove all through the day to get there, and we set up on Friday afternoon. And then, of course, Saturday was the day of the play. Eric described for us what it was like on that day, just the atmosphere and stuff like that.
On Friday or on Saturday?
On
Because
Saturday.
Friday was pretty cool, too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was true. It was
mean-
kind of cool setting it up and everything.
Saturday, I mean, it was... it was like it was a unique event as far as our stadium events go. It seemed like there was a different spark of electricity in the air, so to speak, I guess. Everybody was having just a fantastic time. The course I thought played really well. It was a pretty easy course by the way standards of courses go, but there was let's see, 5 holes through the tunnel. Well, kind of like 4 holes through the tunnels, 4 or 5, something like that. But it's by the time you get to the third hole in the tunnel, you're like, okay, I have to throw this if I'm trying to get a birdie. I'm trying to throw this hole 2/4 of the way down the fairway.
Yes, and then
just slide all the way to the basket. So, but it was so much fun walking through and watching people play and all the fans of the Denver Broncos that came out.
Yeah.
And I saw a bunch of Chiefs fans
Yeah,
too,
there
which
was.
was pretty cool. Respect for those guys coming out wearing their Chiefs jerseys and showing love for their game, for their team while they come out and throw discs on the field. It was just overall great experience. It was so much fun.
Being able to throw a disc and just throw it out into the field and aiming toward a basket. There's something really cool about that.
Even if you're not like a NFL fan or a football fan, but it's surreal to be out on that field and look up at the stands and just see how huge that is, how little you feel down there. And then when you're up in the stands with the VIPs were how little the people down on the field. It was phenomenal.
And I thought it was interesting that you guys played on a card where there was a girl that literally that was their first throw she's ever disc
thrown
golf.
with a disc.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
And she made it to the field, which
Yeah.
was surprising.
Yeah.
To be
better
honest
than
with
some
you.
other people did.
Absolutely.
And so then later in the day we did VIP
It was
experience.
OB, but it was short.
Because short.
We did a go ahead.
I was just going to say, Eric and I made a rule when we played at the Stadium Disc Golf Experience that if your drive ended up short of the basket, that was OB. Because you got to run, ace run everything.
You got to try to ace run.
So Eric threw a great drive on the first hole, 15 feet short.
Circle 3.
Good circle 3, man.
Solid par save.
I hit the front of the basket for an ace on hole 6.
OB.
Sat down safe. Nice circle 3, man.
Yep. Great 3.
Hurt pretty bad.
So then we had the VIP
Pretty bad.
experience where we had taco bar and got to enjoy some drinks and food with a few select people that bought the VIP experience. And
There's
then
quite a few people that bought the VIP experience.
Yeah, it was a big group.
Paige and I played with every single one of them.
Yeah.
We played one hole with every single one of them. So there was quite a few people coming through.
yeah, and then they got to throw from the middle of the bleachers, pretty high up, and for a chance to win that actual basket. The CTP, it was CTP got it right.
CTP won the basket. One guy chained out.
Oh man,
I watched that thing the whole flight too, and disc flying at that speed, downhill. I mean, it's just. And then the other close one I saw was the guy that had the EMAC Truth that he just bought.
Yeah.
And he asked if I would sign it for good luck. I said sure, of course, and I signed it, and he threw it, and it went off the top. It was like one of the
really?
last throws of the night.
Oh wow.
And it
That's
skipped
so
right
awesome.
off the top. It was
I think
crazy.
Anthony, didn't you get one of the chain outs or something on? Oh, both of them.
Nice.
So yeah. So we're organized. Anthony is organizing the footage, and then we're gonna put together a little vlog so you guys can kind of see what all went down. So anyway, that was what going on. A little bit long talk about our weekend, but it was a super packed, fun weekend. Thank you everybody that came out. Make sure you pay attention to our social media because we have already been talking about what stadium we're going to next.
Yep.
Doug is hard at work negotiating all that, and I'm super excited to see where we'll be next year.
Yeah, if you haven't made it out to one of those, I'm telling you, like you said, even if you don't like football, it's just awesome. Like, even if you don't care about the team whose stadium you're at, it's just so much fun to get to throw in that environment. We bring our own announcer out who is at GBO and announces for us at Junior Worlds. And
Scott Hayes.
Scott is the man. Like, his announcer voice is wild. I mean, his voice is wild, but his announcer voice is like, it feels like you're at a sporting event.
Yeah.
Being like you're running out of the tunnel. It reminds me of standing 6'6" from North Carolina, Michael Jordan.
He's hilarious.
Like when you hear that, that's what it reminds you of. So it was awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
If you haven't gone, you need to. The next one that we do, I have to assume it'll just be bigger and better because that's what we try to do.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the disc golf questions. Remember, guys, send your questions and your answers, and we'll question them. Send your questions to discgolfanswerman.com, and we will try to get them on the air. We are behind. Well, I wouldn't say we're behind because it's just that we have about 80, 90 questions waiting in the queue. So just a reminder, if it's a timely question, either wait till you can ask on our YouTube live chat or don't ask it. Let's see. I'm going to hit record so I can make... Oh, yeah. And a reminder, if you want to see past questions in just small chunks where it's just one question, one answer, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel DGAM Clips. They're 3 to 5 minute clips of the question being asked and then the answer, and you can actually search on that page for specific topics. All right, first question comes from Peyton Waits. I've always used Innova products, but since I started listening to Disc Golf Answerman, I have been curious about DD products.
Cool.
If each of you could recommend one disc to try from the DD lineup, which one would you suggest? Parentheses, besides the EMAC Truth. Parentheses, LOL.
Parentheses, EMAC Truth.
Think about it.
Semicolon.
Think about it, though, seriously.
So, if you had one disc, if someone said, I only want to try one disc, Robert, what disc would you tell them to try?
Warden.
Of course.
I mean, I know that's a stereotypical answer from me at this point.
How are you going
to
exclude the EMAC but not the Warden?
Hold
this
on.
game
My
is
name is
bogus.
Yeah, this is Bush League. My name isn't on the Warden. Okay, yours is
Doesn't
on
matter.
the...
Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
No, yes, stereotypical answer from me, but I just think the Warden is such a versatile putter.
Okay, then another one. Give him one more instead of the Warden.
The next one after that, if you are, if you really like the Innova, I almost said Gatekeeper. That's the wrong disc because it sounds like the disc that I'm about to say. The Thunderbird. If you like the Thunderbird, you need to try out a Dynamic Discs Getaway. It is one of my favorite discs that we've come out with in the last several years. It kind of feels like a hybrid spot between a fairway driver and a distance driver. When I get a hold of a Getaway, I can throw it almost as far as my distance drivers. They're the real friggin' deal. So
yes, they are.
I would say Getaway.
Yes, they are.
And also Warden, Team Warden.
I would say EMAC Truth.
But what else would you recommend?
Nothing else. We don't have anything good. Just
The Fusion.
Never heard of
EMAC
it.
Truth.
So
the
buy,
Fusion EMAC Truth, correct.
so buy all of them. Thanks.
I would recommend the Maverick.
It's a good one.
That's a good start.
I like that
if
one.
you just introduce the Diamond Disc, I think that'd be a great one.
But in all seriousness, Raider, you can't. I mean, everybody's loving that disc, or the Trespass too. I mean, really, honestly, pick one. They're all
just
such
grab
good
one.
discs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just grab one.
But yeah, I agree on the Raider though. That's been a game changer distance driver for us.
Yep.
Fitting in a spot that we don't really have right.
Yeah, I mean,
don't
even
really
if
have right now.
even if you don't have the arm speed for the Raider to get up to distance, it still would be a great, versatile, like overstable headwind driver disc for you.
Right.
So
Good glide for sure.
In the YouTube chats, let us know what one disc from Dynamic Discs would you recommend? Just out of curiosity, what everyone would recommend to somebody just trying out our products. This next question is from Daniel, longtime thrower of the Escape. What?
Eric
I
put
commented.
EMAC Truth in the comments. Hey, look, respect, dude.
Daniel says, longtime thrower of the Escape and still one of my favorite molds. How similar is this to the Vandal? From the Is This Disc Right For You video, it looked like the Vandal was less high-speed stable, but a bit more low-speed stable. Thoughts? He was referring to the series. In fact, I was looking at the schedule. When are you leaving for Alaska, Eric?
on the 11th
Of June?
That's next.
Of July?
of July,
That would be next year.
so a week from tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. I was wanting to do the Is This Disc for the Guard and the
Yep.
Raider. We'll have to figure that out. Anyway, so Vandal and Escape. What are the differences? What are the similarities? Go.
I mean, I think he pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I think the Vandal does have more turn than the Escape. I didn't notice that much fade from it, to be honest, but we're also, when we were testing him, we were throwing in some wind, and so it's rarely going to fade in something like that. I think, yeah, the main difference is just the Vandal's going to turn a bit more for you earlier in the flight.
Yeah, to me they're similar, but they're not even close to the same, all in the same sentence. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I feel like
you could carry both and be like, all right, that's good.
yeah, absolutely you could. For me, I don't bag the Escape. I did for a while. I took it out. It's kind of one of those discs that comes in and out. The Vandal though is one that I'm intrigued on to become a roller, like or a tight wooded type of a course disc I would lean on for hyzer flips, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm at the point now with the Escape. I bagged it for the longest time, and then I took it out in favor of the Getaway because I've got a beat-up Getaway that was like an Explorer, an Escape. But I think I'm going to give the Escape another shot. I really, really, really like throwing hyzer flips, and that's like the Escape is so perfect for that.
It really is.
So I think, yeah, now that we've talked about that and I'd already been thinking about it some, I'm going to put the Escape back in back in the bag to go along with those two Getaways, like a stable one and a straight one, to fill kind of like the understable hybrid slot.
Cool.
We'll see how it goes.
All right,
I'll report back.
All right, next question. All right, that's not going to work.
No.
Why is
Speed
that
pipe?
not working? Yeah. Oh, hit the switch. The mute. Thank you very much.
Hit the switches.
Hit the switches.
Hey, cool daddy, slick breeze.
Oops, I hit the wrong button.
Man, glad we could test that.
That was an audio check. Now here's the real question
sure it
from
was.
Razzle Dazzle Razzmatazz.
Nice.
What's up, Bobby Cool? Wait for it. Eric, I hope you're there, McCabe, and Robert, just McCall. First off, there's some little humble brags. I'm now up to 2 career aces, one with an EMAC Truth and one with the Raider.
Yeah.
And then on to my question. So I was listening to you guys talk about the poll you had on boundaries and different types, and you were bringing up scenarios, and made me think of something I couldn't find in the rule books. Let's say I have an early tee off or whatever, and I throw, and I'm a couple foot from the water, but it's clearly in bounds. And then before I get to my disc, a big lightning storm comes through, and they call a delay. Come back 2 hours later, it's been raining a lot, and the water's now up and over where I marked where my disc was. I know once the disc comes to rest, that's where it's in play, but what happens now? Was my throw considered out of bounds, or do I get to move it? Thanks.
You're disqualified.
Yeah, you have to quit the tournament.
You have to, well, you pretty much have to quit disc golf.
Rough rules.
And give up
rough rules on
basket weaving.
Really sucks. I've only heard of it
that. Disc golf
twice.
basket weaving.
Yes.
only heard of it happening twice, but those two guys, they're still pissed about it
You
today.
did not find them today playing disc golf.
So you definitely wouldn't be considered OB because
No.
you aren't OB. It's where it lie. And as far as like, would you be able to take a relief though? Right? If depending on how much water really came in.
Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, I don't know that this particular rule is in the rule book.
Right.
But yeah, I would. If it was me and I got to the light and it was like us three, I would let you take that as his casual relief.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way you would play it as OB because the disc had already come to rest.
Exactly.
So I would assume, yeah, you would just take it in from the water's edge a meter, just like it was always there or something like that. That's more of like just a common sense rule than like an actual rule in the rule
Correct.
book, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So it's going back to the YouTube chat, looks like Escape was one of the big ones that people would, if they were given a single disc to somebody to introduce them to DD.
That makes sense. It's a special disc.
Yeah.
It's one that I don't think a lot of companies have something really like that. You know,
Yeah. Think about that. Like three of our first 4 discs are still like staples.
They're
like,
bangers.
Still
Like
excellent
not
flying discs.
bangers like the disc, but like good discs.
Yeah.
Eric T has the next question. Hey, Bobby, Eric, and Robert. I used to throw a Discraft Challenger in Jawbreaker plastic, but since last year's Trilogy Challenge, I love the Maiden. What's a plastic I could get the Maiden in that's closest to Jawbreaker? Thanks a bunch. Love the show. So I've seen Jawbreakers, and I think I've picked up a couple. I'm sure.
It's kind of like waxy, like a almost.
That what it is? Okay.
Chalky, like
I thought it was like waxy, almost
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
rubber.
Yeah,
Almost.
that sounds right.
The closest I would guess I would suggest would be what's West Side's Prime?
Origio.
Yeah.
That would be my suggestion.
And I think that's what the trilogy
probably-
challenges.
I think it
were.
was. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that would be the closest. I know Latitude is just released I don't know what it was, but they were selling it on the L64 Customs Facebook page or auction page, whatever they call it now. They were selling it on there. It was 2 deputies, and just by visual, it looked kind of like a different blend of plastic. And that may be the answer someday, but for right now, I would say the Origio plastic.
Yeah. Yeah, it had like a splatter pattern and stuff. It looked really cool.
Yeah. It looked like somebody got shot and was standing next to it.
Oh.
Sorry. Well, I mean, you know.
Where's our command for keep it real?
Okay, this is from Talco's biggest fan.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
The show that never happened.
Like
Oh, it
actual-
tried to
Yet.
happen. It tried to happen, but it wasn't bad.
We had technical difficulties.
Yeah, not taking in an account of being employed by Dynamic Discs, would you rather live in Emporia with an amazing disc golf but no Torchies, or live in Tulsa with good disc golf and Torchies?
Say that again, one more time.
Would you rather live in Emporia with amazing disc golf but no Torchies, which is actually our situation right now?
That is.
He's saying with DD out of the question, though,
Oh,
I think.
or live in Tulsa with good disc golf and Torchies.
I would argue that Tulsa has just as good of disc golf courses wise as Emporia, maybe even better.
They got some good disc
They got
golf
some great
in
courses
Tulsa,
in
yeah.
Tulsa, like Blackhawk.
Yeah.
That's a unique gem
Yeah.
of a course in the
Absolutely.
woods and
If there was any place that DD would relocate to, Tulsa would be a good place.
Tulsa would not be the top of my list.
No, what would be the top of your list?
I don't know.
Austin, Texas,
Tulsa would be the top of my list.
Austin, Massachusetts,
Minnesota.
I'm only thinking Tulsa, not because
Well, you got
families,
family
right,
stuff
right. But
too,
even
so-
that, it's to me because one of the advantages of Emporia, or at least in the Kansas, is that we're in the middle of everything.
centrally located.
right? And so
After
Tulsa's
spending
still
time
kinda
in
there.
Denver,
Denver,
I would not want to live there.
really? I was thinking, I was like, where's he going?
That went a totally different direction.
No, I'm just kidding. I love Denver. I thought it was
Yeah.
a fabulous time. However, the traffic, the downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not used to big city downtown.
Right.
I'd like to
driving,
see. I'd like
you
to
know?
see. In fact, I think I even said it to Ant. I wanted to see a regular neighborhood because
Yeah.
I felt like everything
Like
was
Aurora, like outside.
yeah,
of,
like everything was
City
city
living.
life. It was nice to visit, but I
We
wouldn't
had
want
the
to live
most
there.
unique minute and 7 seconds of our life.
Oh my
of
gosh,
the
the
trip.
things we saw. We will after.
Great
we'll have to
times.
wait it for the
Great times. That's the after show
show
for sure.
X-rated,
Sure.
no, not X-rated, but you may not
PG-13.
right. You may not want to
after hours after
May
show
want to
show.
put the kids to bed. So anyway, so I've given my opinion. I mean, Emporia is still it has its limitations, but it's still a really good town.
It's like the cost of living here is very cheap, which is awesome.
cheap,
I do
so-
love that. I don't know. That's a good question though.
We kind of got an anomaly of a traffic night because of the Rockies game finishing up downtown.
Yes, yeah,
That
we did.
sucked.
We did. But you also didn't stay in the downtown hotel that we did
That's
and
correct.
had to drive to and figure out how to get into.
Was it like that all the
and
time? Like not like that, but probably still
The only
pretty
time it
busy.
really wasn't is when the RV came to pick me up at the hotel room in the morning.
That
'cause
sucks.
There was nobody there.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, when we
6 o'clock in the morning
when we
on
got
a
there
Sunday,
to check
though.
in, we didn't know where to go. We had to get a key. I had to like pull into where the gate was and had to back out where the gate was. It was just like downtown living.
Yeah.
And then the night after the event, we went there. The little key thing, the key wouldn't work to open the gate. So Eric pushed the button to get the ticket. Oh, when we left, the key
yeah.
worked to let us out.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna have to
good.
pay for it, but we didn't. I did it like 4 or 5 times.
So do you still have the key, or what? Did
No,
you stop and
I
go
threw
drop
it on the
off?
top of the thing and said, "Here's your keys back."
Oh, cool.
Just threw it on top of the little
Hey,
gate.
why not?
Dang.
That works.
So they'll probably find them. So
Hopefully.
Anyway.
if not, we got a way back into park there if we need to next
that's
time.
true. We're gonna be paying $3,000 for parking.
That's all right. I think Harder covered parking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're good there.
Did we answer the question about Torchies and Tulsa?
We did.
Oh,
We kind of did.
Kind of did. All right. I think we just want to make sure we answer the to his satisfaction.
To me, and I'll be honest here, Torchies isn't a selling point for me to move to a city.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
would move somewhere.
I would
because of
almost,
Torchies.
I almost like not having it. It makes you respect it that much more.
It makes it more special when you travel.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people razz us on, it's not original taco, but it's something cool that when we go travel, it's like, hey, let's go to Torchies.
Yep.
And enjoy some good Torchies
pretty
taco. Next one is from Carl.
Carl.
Hey guys, this is Carl, originally from Las Vegas, now newly relocated to Emporia.
Sick.
I have a question, just going over some OB definitions here. I was watching coverage from San Francisco Open and then recently Ledgestone. When it comes to island holes that have those advertising billboards that are set up around the island to kind of give a definition, why are we also putting rope down on top of that? Specifically researching to Simon's shot on hole 16, I believe it was, at SFO, that basically parked the basket and then the wind caught it and rolled it OB, essentially. But it was still in the island. It was just across the rope, not across the billboards. And then to Ledgestone this past weekend, when Reed Frescura kind of had the opposite, where his disc didn't cross over those billboards, but it was across the rope line to make it inbounds. Why do we have both of those? That just seems like it leads to a lot of confusion, discrepancies, arguments, whatever you may have. I just don't understand, if we already have that defined line by the advertising billboards, why we need the rope on top of it. So if you guys could just shed some light on that. Sure. I'm a little curious, especially Eric. I know you do a lot of OB painting and have done that a lot in the past. I just want to kind of know what the purpose is. Thanks again. Keep it real.
Yeah, you had mentioned that it's a defined line and it causes a lot of arguments. Well, I would actually disagree with you and say that it's not a defined line. Those billboards, as you called them, typically they're 3 foot long,
something like that. So, and when you live somewhere here, like in Kansas, when at GBO it was super windy, and I saw a couple of those things fold over a little bit.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like they bent a little, so there would be openings in a couple of them, and that there's just no way that that's going to work for an OB line. When you put a paint line down, that's there's no doubt there's a paint line that's OB. There's absolutely no doubt that if you are OB or not. And the reasoning why we did it that way is the wall is just there kind of for a couple reasons, I'd say, to kind of give a buffer between the course and the spectators. Kind of helps around the greens as well. And we put those around the golf greens to encourage people to stay off of them as well. Right. So you're not just pushing your Zuka cart across them, and granted that probably wouldn't damage them too much, but you don't want people, like I saw a guy plop down on a tri-fold whatever chair in the middle of the green. Like, that's just common sense.
Of all the grass on the course to sit on.
Why would you do it on the green?
Why, where people, when their golf balls hit it, they get a tool to fix it? Like, why put a tripod chair there?
If you're not a golfer, you maybe don't know that.
Sure.
But come on.
Like, come on, man.
It's a
the shortest grass on the course.
We have those things on there to try to keep people out, which obviously I guess they're not working because that guy didn't pay attention to them. But I think the other thing it kind of goes back to is you had mentioned 3 tournaments. You mentioned the Glassbone Open, you mentioned Ledgestone, and you mentioned San Francisco Open, run by 3 completely different TDs, probably 3 different thoughts on how they're going to mark the OB and what's going to go through their minds as they're trying to roll out what players may do, what may happen, scenarios, and all that. So until PDGA would step up and say, all right, guys, if you're going to run a PDGA event, this is what you got to do. Yeah. Until then, this is just going to be people's opinion of what they want to do or how they feel is the best way to mark their OB. And for us, those billboards don't create a perfect line,
right?
Like a paint line would. So that's why we use the paint line.
Yeah, and there's a potential for if those get hit, maybe they move around a little bit, or someone is rolling their cart around and they roll over one and it gets knocked down or whatever. Yeah, I think there's really something to that. I think if you're going to put those walls up and you're also going to do rope or string, having the string either barely on the outside of the wall or way on the inside of the wall, I think is the play.
Yes.
String just on the inside of the wall is when you get situations like Simon's at San Francisco, where he's in the island, but stood up vertical against that. Sucks, man.
It does. It's unfortunate.
So if I was doing that, I would say you either put the string just outside, so maybe there's a chance that you hit the wall and you're leaning up against it and you're still safe. That's fine. Or like we did at Country Club hole 17, where we have the walls around the green and then have the paint or the rope pretty
paint's
far.
like 8 feet.
Yeah,
maybe,
pretty far
something
off
like
it.
that.
So they aren't really going to come into contact
Yeah.
with one
And
another.
keep in mind, we don't just put a paint line down. We also put flags every
Right.
10 paces or something like that. So there's a good visual of where the OB actually
Definitely.
is. And it doesn't change. I mean, we set those balls up, about a week before the tournament?
Yeah.
Something like that. So all these players that are coming in and playing it, they know where the OB is, or
For
they
sure.
should know where the OB is. And if they don't, it's kind of on them.
Yeah. Daniel in the chat says simple solution, lasers.
Ooh.
Why haven't we thought about that?
What do they burn you?
Yeah, no, you
I
just
like it.
yep, there
An
it's
alarm
lasers.
goes off.
Yeah.
That's why we need like those baskets too.
Dude,
Like,
if your
if it
disc-
was Ocean's 11 and you have to go, or
man.
12 or whichever it is, where he goes through the laser grid and
I think it
dancing,
should burn.
That's what you have to do to finish the
I
hole.
like
So the penalty is not that you're just OB. It literally just
Your disc
lasers your
fries.
discs. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's like a force field.
Well,
Almost.
can't throw that again.
Dang,
OB,
man.
and I got to get a new disc. All
I
right.
don't know. I think that would people would just lay up all the time. Then they're not gonna lose their good discs.
I don't want this one to get sliced in half by the lasers.
This is my laser disc. I put it in the bag in case
Yeah, right.
there's an OB close to the basket.
Hey, laser resistant plastic.
Hey,
Come on.
I mean, that's a new thing.
Dude,
We're always working on something.
We're solving a problem that isn't yet created, and I like it.
All right, this next one is from Tim. This is mainly for Eric. Oh,
Well,
So-
guess I'll just take this one
let's
off.
take a break.
What's
Take a
up,
little
Tim?
coffee break. Oh, but he will accept the opinions of the other guys. So we're back in.
Well, I don't accept your acceptance.
the other guys.
Unacceptable.
Like the other guys, like Marky Mark and Will Ferrell.
I get
Because
to
they
be-
are the other guys.
I get to be.
that's right.
I get to be Marky Mark in your face.
Oh,
Man. If you have a course that as a hole that requires 2 good shots to get within the circle and is all but impossible to get a look for a 2, but is a pretty simple 3 and averages close to 3, should it be a par 3 or 4? Should par be based on if it's a 2-shot hole or what the scoring average is? Does it make a difference if it's a small city park versus a pro tour quality course?
I think it does make a difference if it's just a normal everyday park style of course versus a like national tour course. You know, I mean, for instance, there's Jones East comes to mind when we have tournaments out there. Hole number 3 and hole number 5. Both
Yep.
of those holes come to mind. Hole 3 in the straight position. How far is that hole, Robert? Like
550.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say, like upper 4s, but you could be right. It plays uphill too, so
Yeah.
But we play that as a par 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a
it's
lot of those players.
Air quotes reachable.
Well, I mean, even I can get a jump putt on that hole.
Right.
So to me, that's I don't know. It just seems like it would be the easiest par 4
Yeah.
in existence.
By
for the
far
most
the.
part.
It,
It's still
yes,
difficult,
within reason.
but-
Yes,
But you know, and then hole 5, it's probably shorter.
it is definitely short.
But there is OB that comes into play, and that kind of is the true definition of risk reward.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I hear a lot of people talk about, should this be a par 4? There's like 8 people that got eagles on it, or 6 people that got eagles on it, whatever the case is. Yes, I still think just because a lot of people are getting eagles on the hole doesn't mean it's not a par 4. Look at traditional golf.
Right.
They have reachable par 4s. There's a place for reachable par 4s in
And
our sport.
5s.
Yeah, absolutely. So I personally think, yeah, shots to the green plus 2 putts is typically my thought process when I set pars for a course that I'm designing or that we're putting together for a tournament. That can be a little challenging at times because, you know, whose arm are you looking at? You know, is it double G?
Right.
Probably
God,
not.
Who tightens his shoes to throw his
Who had
600-foot shot? That was
3
awesome.
Eagles
Wild.
in
Just
his round
wild.
this past weekend.
Yeah.
Just dumb. Just wow.
He's good.
You're the man, G. Yeah, so or do you compare it to someone like me
Right.
or Roberts?
Yeah.
You know, someone like I would say
Regular guys.
normal like 400 foot is what I'd consider. Like if it's an 800-foot hole, sure, that could be that's definitely a par 4 distance.
Right. I want to get there
but
too.
I've also played holes that were, I'm trying to think of the one that comes to mind, but there was a hole I played somewhere that was, I think it was 400 feet on the nose, and it was the most legit par 4 I've ever played because it was a dog leg through the woods. So, I mean,
Something like that,
it's
yeah.
total placement shot. You've got to put it in a placement and then throw it to the next shot. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of variables that go into what par is. And at the end of the day, par is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, par is irrelevant. whether you shot a 8 down or you shot a 4 down, you still shot a 50.
Right.
So I watch. I don't watch a lot of golf, but I watch it every now and then when
I
like.
want to put a pin in that because I have an idea about that. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I watch golf when it's like when Tiger's doing good or there's a real big story behind it or something like that. I want to watch it. Is there a similar argument as far as par in golf as well? Do some people like this is not a par 5? This should be a par whatever. I mean,
I don't think so.
No?
I don't hear that as much at
No?
least. I hear reachable par 4s, reachable par 5s. That some of these bigger, not arms, but bigger swingers. What do they call them? Bigger. My bad.
Disclaimer.
Man. Disclaimer, please. Some of the bigger shot shapers, whatever. The guys that can hit the ball like 400 yards.
Yeah.
350 yards, whatever it is. There's reachable par 4s and 5s in their sport as well, so I think it's perfect.
So there's not arguments.
I don't
like
hear
that
a
as
lot of
far as-
arguments.
Not that I hear,
Yeah.
but that
I was just curious.
I mean, I don't get on the
Golf chats and golf.
the golf
Facebook
debate
page.
group
golf
and
forums.
Yeah, the golf debate
golf
group.
group.
I'm gonna search for that on YouTube.
One of the
I
best
wonder-
Facebook.
one of the best sources of information
It
on
is.
Facebook.
It is.
That's an interesting point because this golf debate group on Facebook can get pretty gnarly sometimes.
They
And
can.
but they do. I mean,
There's some
There's some
legit-
legit discussions. I wonder if other niche sports have similar crybabies, have similar people that talk about certain
Wait, what?
things.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
What happened?
What?
So
What was your point?
What I was
going
going
to
to say is I was speaking with one of the pin removed from
There you
it. I was speaking with one of the FPO players at GBO, and she brought up an opinion that I hadn't thought about before, and it's maybe assigning, even if the guys and girls play the same course, the possibility of assigning different pars for the guys and the girls.
Yeah.
And the example that we talked about was hole 9 at the country club, the new one.
Yep. 4 and a 5 probably.
Yeah, it played for the guys. It played nearly a full stroke over par, like 3/4 of a stroke. Very, very difficult, right? But for the girls, it played at like 5 point something, 5.4 or 5.5. Like,
Who, keep in mind, played from a shorter tee that
Right.
was probably, I mean, not like ridiculous. It was probably 60 feet,
Something like that,
50
yeah.
feet, maybe, if that.
yeah. But the idea is that, man, I don't know. It's just that's really an interesting thought to me that I honestly hadn't thought about before, because I think there are plenty of girls in the FPO field who are there that week who could throw a shot down the middle, who could throw a shot around the corner and get a birdie 3, but the majority of the field was taking 5 or worse.
Such a hard hole.
Yeah, and if you go OB, it's a super punishing drop zone. But so yeah, I just didn't know what do you think about changing pars for guys and girls? Because I guess the end part of her point was that it looks bad on the women's field to
When they're
see
all
them
super over par.
Yeah, to see everyone being a million over par.
I can understand that, and it depends on which lady or female pro open that you ask too, because there's going to be other ones that are going to be super disappointed that you went and changed
Right.
their par. So
Right.
it's you got to kind of outweighs the pros and cons in that type of situation. What I'd like to see is another hole that comes to mind is that something that you'd probably never see at another tournament before, but hole number 3 at Emporia Country Club.
Yep.
I would like to take that tee and move it back
for the
like
women.
60 feet, 60, 70 feet, and maybe back towards the right a little bit too, and have them play that as a par 4.
I love
and the
that
guys
idea.
still play the normal hole as a par 3.
Yeah, that's a fantastic
And
idea.
how many tournaments have you seen where the ladies played a longer tee than the men?
Not many, but I know that when the Pro Tour started talking about that, when they were talking about different tees for the women, one of the things that they brought up at that time was that it's not always going to be shorter
Not always
tees.
gonna be
Sometime
shorter.
it might be longer tees. I haven't seen that
I
yet.
haven't either. I don't
but-
think I don't think it's happened yet.
No, but I love that idea, especially
too.
on hole 3. Make it a true par 4
'Cause right now for
it
the women-
averaged like 4 something.
Yeah, and granted, the conditions were pretty rough 2 of the 4 days, but the other 2 they were pretty decent, especially for the FPO who went off it, in the morning hours where the wind wasn't quite ripping like it was for the final group of the men. But yeah, so just something to think about there.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, solid.
What was the question? No play. All right, this next
He didn't
one.
want your input anyway, so
Yeah.
that's okay.
This next one's from Shane.
What's up, Cool Daddy Slick Breeze? Eric, I play Mario Kart, but I really should check out Crash Bandicoot Racing McCabe and
Crash
Robert
Bandicoot.
drinking Coke and throwing guards. who are you anymore?
I know. Man.
McCall.
I don't
I
even
got
know
two
you
questions
anymore.
for you. First one is, I know as a disc gets beaten in and worn up, it causes turbulence around the flight ring, creating understability, moving more to the right. What would it be that causes the disc to lose how hard it fades at the end when the disc slows down? Does that go hand in hand, or is that something else? Second question.
Pretty
So
much
is he
the same
asking
thing.
why a disc turns right or starts to turn more as it gets beat in? Is that what he's asking?
No, he said he knows that
When it
when
gets
the
super
rim
beat.
gets beat up, then it causes it to turn right earlier in the flight because
Gotcha.
of the turbulence is the word that he used. But sometimes, let's say if you beat up a really overstable disc like a Defender, then you might get a lot of turn, but then that same fade because it's still slowing down,
Okay.
kind of the same as it was
That's
before.
a good question.
I honestly think that depends on the disc because there are some discs that when you beat them up like that, they lose their fade rather than their early turn or add early turn. Like the Enforcer comes to mind. The
Yes.
Enforcer, as you beat it up, it's like
So good.
it turns a little bit, but then it doesn't like early in its life. It fades really hard, but it seems like the more you beat that up, the more that it loses its late fade and just kind of goes straight. Whereas the Defender is more of a early turn, still the same fade sort of disc. So
It's kind of like a beat-in one already.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure what makes the difference between the beating those up
Just buy a new one.
and an EMAC Truce while you're
That's
at
true. Add it to the cart.
Second
We
half.
need that on the when you're checking out. Would you
Yeah.
like to add an EMAC? You know, how Sonic always has to
Yes.
say, "Would you like some mozzarella sticks or whatever?"
Right, yeah.
Would you like an EMAC Truce with your order?
And then there's a little sign that says, "If we don't offer you an EMAC
Yeah.
truce,
You get a full refund.
You get a free EMAC Truce.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Perfect.
I know what the PDGA says about modifying disc molds to fly different than the manufacturer's intended flight. I have a guy that I know that actually took an AVR and put it in boiling water for about 45 seconds. Then he put it down on the counter, put some weight on it, and when it's done, he said that it looks identical to an AVR3 and flies the same as an AVR3, which with anything with a 3 is just the flat top version. My question is he allowed to use that disc? Should I call him out? Should I take it from him and throw it into the creek?
Yes,
Let me know. Thanks, guys.
but not because
Keep
it's
it real.
real. Because it's a Innova disc. What?
That's I think it's kind of
Just kidding, obviously.
I think it's kind of a gray area, to be honest, because they talk about, excessive sanding, I know, modification, that sort of stuff. I just think it's a gray area on what they would call modifying.
Right.
I honestly don't know the answer to that. I've had discs before that because they sat in my car for too long, or because I set stuff on top of them, they had like a concave top, and so I've poured boiling water in them just to get the top back to flat or even slightly domed like it normally would be.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that to intentionally change the flight, I honestly don't know the answer to that. I think
don't.
without watching somebody do it, I think it'd be hard to enforce. Unless they just walk up and tell you, and then that'd be like, hey, that's weird.
What does the
Yeah.
rule actually say?
Oh.
It says it can't alter the disc, right?
I'll look it up.
I mean, I'd be curious to see how one would argue the actual what do you say, letter of the law?
I mean, I see people with the sanding block all the time too.
Right.
Right, but I mean, even though you don't call them out on it, could you call them out on it?
Right.
You know,
I see.
It's like if someone has a foot fault, you don't have to. I mean, you're supposed to, but you don't.
Technically,
have to.
you're supposed.
That's
to.
true. Technically, you're
I mean,
supposed to.
It's the rule.
But you're supposed to enforce.
You technically, if you see him do it
Right.
and you don't call it, you're breaking the rules.
The
Yeah.
foot fault.
Yeah.
Now, would that apply to the sanding?
But it's excessive
That's a good
sanding.
question. Yeah, it's excessive. Like if you're like
yeah.
All right, so
turning a Jaguar
here it
into a
is.
Viper.
yeah, here it is.
Could I?
Sure.
Probably. 813.01 letter B. A disc which has been modified after production such that its original flight characteristics have been altered is illegal, excepting where from usage during play and the moderate sanding of discs to smooth molding imperfections or scrapes. Discs excessively sanded or painted with a material of detectable thickness are illegal. Adding a device to make a disc easier to find is allowed only when night or snow play has been announced by the director.
So if I were to argue that I could call that person on it, I would use a
This
disc
is
which
what
has
you'd
been
point to.
modified after production such that its original flight characteristics has been altered.
Yep.
And that's what he's doing.
Yep.
So it's kind of like when you see somebody buy a new disc and it's too overstable and they're trying to get it to fly like their seasoned one and they're just banging it into the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, could I call someone on throwing their discs in the wall into the wall?
I don't think you can.
I know.
I don't think you can.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because you are trying to alter it from its original. Well, yeah.
You are, because it's supposed to be normal play.
But one could say that the manufacturer knows that it flies a certain way brand new, but then flies a certain way after it's beat in.
Right.
Wow, that's really getting technical.
Yep, it is.
So, all right. So, did we take it to its what is? I hate when I try to
Take
do a joke.
To the limit.
What was the
same thing that I
Seinfeld?
had in my
What was the
mind.
Seinfeld argument to its full volition? Remember, Jerry was dating somebody and he wanted to argue something out, and he was trying to tell to the. Never mind.
I don't know.
Never mind. Next question comes from. Let's do another rules question we have. This is from Justin. Rule 805.3, lost disc. A player whose disc has been declared lost receives 1 penalty throw. That's part of it. The next part is, if a drop zone has been provided for lost disc, the director may allow players to proceed directly to the drop zone at the cost of 2 penalty throws. Penalties. Can you please explain why someone would proceed to the drop zone and incur 2 penalty strokes when they can return to the previous lie and only incur 1 penalty stroke?
All right. So I've never seen this happen before.
Right.
So that's why I think we haven't talked about it much, because I've never seen this. But let's say you were throwing down a cliff, right?
Yep.
And there's a great chance that your disc is going to get too high, go to the left, too low, go to the right,
Gone
and
forever.
be off a cliff. You will never ever be able to play for that. I guess you could see a tournament director saying, okay, in case you do throw a drive like that, here's a drop zone that's closer to the hole so that you don't just re-tee and throw another disc where you might never find it again. That's the only situation that I can really imagine this being. And so let's say you're playing an 800-foot mountain hole. You throw your drive, it goes 800 feet, but way to the left off a cliff. You're never going to be able to play from it. And the drop zone for that is 200 feet from the basket. I could see people being like, okay, I'll go to the drop zone, take 2 penalty throws, and be throwing 4 instead of throwing 3 from the tee box again, where you might just lose the disc.
Right, because basically what you're saying is the drop zone is, I'm not going to, if I'm going to allow you to get closer to the target and give you a little more advantage, then it's going to cost you more.
An additional stroke.
I mean, that's
on top of
what it
the
comes down
re-tee,
to, right?
which is what, like, you were already going to have
On
to do
top
that
of
anyway.
the lost disc penalty.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like either take your chances and do a better throw and not get it lost disc again.
Right.
And have a penalty for throwing it OB or off to lose it. Or have an advantage of being closer.
Yeah.
And less risk of losing it again.
Right.
But it still costs you.
I think if you lost it again.
I mean, yeah, I would almost.
But post in the chat if you have, or let us know on the Disc Golf Answer Man Facebook page.
Well,
but
but let me
I've
ask
never
you-
seen this happen before.
But that situation, what's the drop zone for? Because if
For
you throw your,
lost discs, because that's what this is for. It says
I've never seen.
Yes.
I've never played a hole where there was a drop zone for a lost disc.
Same. That's why this is so interesting. So 805.03. Letter E, if a drop zone has been provided for lost discs, the tournament director may allow players to proceed directly to the drop zone at the cost of 2. Oh, directly.
No, that means you don't even tee off. That means
directly to the drop zone. So you're throwing 3 from the drop zone.
Yeah, which I would do.
I
wouldn't do because I would throw from the tee first.
Right. But then it doesn't say, okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, then it doesn't say if you lose a disc, then you get to go to the drop zone.
Yeah, it sounds like you lose your disc. I don't know. You wouldn't be penalized twice. If you lose your disc and there's a drop zone, you would be throwing 3 from the drop zone.
If it was for OB shots. But
Yes.
this is saying if a drop zone has been provided for lost disc, which would be a specific type of drop zone that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, same.
That's a really
Granted, I don't play a whole lot of mountain courses either, so
that was just the first example that came to mind. I don't know.
that's the only time I could think of.
Mhm.
I mean,
that's the only
the only scenario, really. I mean,
Yeah.
Really?
In chat, Jay Connell says the 2-throw penalty at the drop zone is for players who don't want to throw at all from the tee, which I know that
we've done that.
I know that that's a possibility.
Yeah. Johnny V said
hole
for
12.
giving people an option who maybe can't clear a water hazard.
We do that on hole 12.
Right.
Jones East, the elevated basket.
So it's like instead of just throwing something in the water, you just go to the drop zone and throw your third shot. I get that.
Just grab a disc that you don't care about and try.
Give it a shot.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
See what happens.
Okay, that makes more sense. I thought it was the way that I read it first, and maybe it was the way that we had talked about it was, totally different. But yes, this makes more sense.
Totes.
I have not seen people do it, but I know that people did at Junior Worlds, because they couldn't get across the water.
The rule used to be lost disc was play it the last place it was seen. So I would
In the air?
yeah, basically last time the group saw it. So like
I'm going to throw from way up here.
So like if it goes over the mountain, over the cliff, you walk up to the last place it was seen going down over the cliff, and you play from there.
Wow.
That's what the rule used to be. Well, we also used unwind Mandos too. So
That sucks.
Yeah, I knew that part.
Huge shout out, Ace Run Productions coming in hot with a super chat, $19.99. Thank you, Ace Run. He says thanks for always being awesome. Thanks for being awesome, always informative, and doing things to truly grow the sport. Ace Run, we appreciate that.
It's your
man.
show for the next few minutes.
Thank you
Ace
so-
Run. What
Great
do you want us
year.
to talk about?
Thank you
great
so
year,
much.
by
in
the
the
way.
chat.
1999, great year.
True.
Yeah, true. We're going to party like it's 1999.
That's right. Also, I will let you know, it wasn't because of your super chat necessarily, but I did get some Tiger Balm for my toe last week, and it was great. So thank you.
From Ace Run Productions.
Last week he gave a super
you
chat and said,
suggestions.
"This is for
Yes.
Tiger Balm for Robert's
I was
toe."
not there, so I was not here last week.
Did it help with your toe?
Yes, it actually did.
Nice.
Yeah, it's still pretty sore, but it's not nearly as bad as before.
Gotcha.
Let's keep it moving.
All right. Well, we got Ace Run Production running the show. What do you
Yeah,
want
what
to talk
do you
about,
wanna do,
Ace
Ace?
Run?
What do you
It's
guys
your
wanna do?
show
What do
for
you wanna talk about?
$19.99. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. We will definitely plug their YouTube channel because we did send them some disc reviews.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right now, there's not really a lot. I mean, Anthony's doing some disc reviews. Danny's doing some disc reviews, but there's not a lot of channel. Now, there's some already out there, but not a lot of new channels, it seems like. But Ace Run Productions reached out to me, and they wanted to do some disc reviews, so we sent them a few. And they've already put out the one for the Gatekeeper, and a lot of people are enjoying that one. They have a Raiders one coming out this Friday.
Raider.
What did I say?
You did say a Raiders one.
Oh, I did.
I guess it could make sense, but it just sounds weird to say.
Yeah, Raiders Nation.
Sounds
You
dirty.
know what I'm saying?
Sounds dirty. Don't ever say that again.
So, a Dynamic Disc Raider disc review
Hey!
coming out on Ace Run Productions YouTube channel. So make sure once you're done watching us here, search Ace Run Productions and make sure you subscribe to that channel. Let's see. Oh, this is real.
Yeah, come on, Ace Run. What do you
Yes.
What else?
What do
You
you
still
want?
got time on the ticker there.
What do you want us to talk about?
Taco Bell or Danny's mustache? Why would we talk about Taco Bell? Speaking of tacos, now I don't want to spoil it. Well, Danny and Anthony have a really fun video they're coming out with that will involve some tacos. It should be pretty good.
Can't wait.
Should be pretty good.
All right, so I'm looking at our title of the, of the thing here,
Yeah.
and it says 805.3 lost disc, throwing only one disc.
Yeah.
Let's get to that question because I'm curious. I don't understand what that means.
Oh, it's just clickbait.
Okay, great.
It was the one question where it's like if you could only give one disc to somebody.
I was confused.
Yeah.
So we're
It's just clickbait.
That's not. But that's
176
a
other
weird
people.
thing to clickbait. Like
yeah.
that.
It was
Looking-
if you could only throw one disc, what would it be? Remember the question?
I remember the question.
Okay,
I'm
well,
saying
there you
that's
go.
an interesting
Throwing
way
on
to
one
phrase
disc.
it.
It is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
I would, if you wanted to be clickbait, you could say, "Only throwing one disc the rest of my life," all caps.
Okay, well I can't fit. I can only fit 100 characters.
You would have been able to fit that.
Not with everything
Not
else.
with PDGA.
I had 3 different and then
Maybe-
quality courses.
Maybe leave those out then.
No, gotta put a
Clickbait,
bunch-
clickbait only.
I'm following.
Maybe
the,
next
I'm doing
time-
the Philip DeFranco rule where
maybe
he just
next
puts in
time,
little pieces of.
Just put clickbait.
Clickbait title.
we
In
could
quotes.
do like Casey Neistat where his will say, "I'm leaving the internet. This is not clickbait," and then of course it's clickbait.
Yeah,
Huh,
sure.
how interesting that it would be clickbait.
We're almost at 500 subs. We do a giveaway at 500. Always giving away plastic. So Ace Run Productions giving away some plastic as well.
Sorry,
Over on
Guys
their
are
channel.
awesome.
I don't mean to question your titling. I was confused.
Oh, that's fine. I did it in like 5 minutes before we went live, so I was like reading through the questions really quick. They're throwing one disc.
Okay, great. Okay, fine.
I've been waiting for an answer to that question all show. I feel duped. I'm out. How is that not throwing only one
Thank
disc?
you, Diggin' DG.
If it was only one disc you could throw, what would it be? What would we
it
give?
wasn't throwing one disc. It was giving one disc to somebody to throw.
To do what? To throw it.
Yeah.
Throwing only one disc.
I'm confused.
That's okay.
Why are you guys talking
You've
about that?
You've been clickbaited.
You have
I
been clicked.
I have exclusively not been clickbaited.
You've been bait clicked.
Oh,
I guess. I don't know.
yikes.
What were you gonna say?
I was going to give a shout out to somebody real quick, if that's okay, since we're kind of rambling
Yes.
a little bit. Might as well just continue the ramble.
Sure.
I hooked up with Birdie Fuel Coffee
Oh, yeah.
Company, and they made a special EMAC blend, and it's called Coffee Mac.
Classic.
How cool is that? Coffee Mac.
Pretty awesome.
COFFEEMAC. It's pretty sweet. I dig it for sure. By the way, though, I have a 3-ounce bag, an EMAC Truth, and a mini that we're partnering up with, and we're going to be giving away. Going to be giving it away on my Instagram page. What we're going to have to do is when I make the post, you're going to have to like it. You're going to have to like Birdie Fuel's page, and you're going to have to like Dynamic Disc page as well. All those rules will be posted soon. Just keep an eye out on my Instagram page if you want to win some coffee.
Nice.
All right, back to the questions. We got a good amount of time. This is from Austin. Hey, cool daddy SB. Robert and Danny.
Well, see you guys.
That guy looks like Eric.
I'm a photographer in North Texas, and I've been disc golfing for about 3 years now. I spectated my first NT event back at Nick Hyde Memorial a few months ago. I followed Eric Oakley's final round. I had my camera on me, and I was able to get some awesome shots of him in action. I really enjoyed the event and was wondering how to have a conversation with local TDs about doing more photography to grow the sport and sharpen my skills.
Was that an NT? Sorry, I'm
I
calling you out.
I thought it was just an 8
I'm calling him out because he thinks I'm Danny. So not an NT. So you've yet been to an NT, it sounds like.
So, how do you approach a local TD? Well,
You just show up with a little press sign on your hat with your camera and walk around
and a
and take
fedora
pictures.
hat,
Yeah.
and say, "I'd like to cover your event." See,
That's A tier.
I thought so. Still a big event.
Yes.
I mean, all the top players are there, but
Yes.
it was not a national tour.
a lot of times, TDs are looking for that exposure, but something as big as Nick Hyde, he may already have something lined up.
Could
So
be.
you definitely want to make sure you reach out to the TD. The best bet if you're now, you say you're a photographer, so you're probably not starting out. You already have an established photography business. But if it's something you want to start out doing for an event, maybe your first thing is to do and say, I would love to show up and take photos of your event, and I will give you 100 photos to do with what you want. And I bet you they will love it because it adds value to their event. And then once you've established yourself as a photographer that has quality work that brings value to the event, then go to the next event and say, hey, I did these 100 shots for the Nick Hyde Memorial. Can I charge you so-and-so to do 100 shots at your event? So don't be afraid. Don't be too high on your mountain to think you can't do a little bit of free work first to get your foot in the door. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about because that's how I did it.
Yeah. Brewmaster KG coming in hot with a $2 super chat says, thanks for being so nice and having fun in Denver. Thanks for the super chat, Brewmaster.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
Next one comes from Ryan.
Hello, Bobby, Cool Daddy, Slick Breeze, Eric, Emac, McCabe, and Robert. Give me all your Torchies, Tacos, McCall. I had a rules question for you.
In your face, you don't get any.
A few weeks back, I was playing in a tournament, and it was my turn. I had about a 15-foot putt. I made it. And as I went up to clear my disc out of the basket, the competitor whose turn it was after me decided he was going to take his 12-foot putt as I was clearing out.
Oh, wow.
Fortunately, his putt did not hit me, and he made it, but it got me thinking if it had made contact with me, especially if it caused him to miss, what is the call on that? Is there penalties assessed for interference, or is he just got to suck it up because he was impatient in not letting me clear out my disc? In fact, last week in a tournament I played, I actually did see this happen on another card, so I was just curious as what the ruling is. Thanks for everything you guys do, and keep it real.
If I was the one grabbing the disc and he did that,
Totally not your fault.
and it hit me,
Totally
it's
not your
all
fault.
on him.
Totally not your fault.
Hits me and doesn't go in the I'm sorry, it doesn't count.
No, it does not count.
Yeah.
Absolutely doesn't count.
No, yeah, because
But I
that's...
think what he's mainly asking is, are strokes involved? Like, would you
Oh,
get
on top
stroked
of-
for that? Like, you would get stroked for that if the putt was coming in and you slapped it out of the air.
Right.
You know what
to
I
me,
mean?
that's.
But if you weren't paying attention and it hits you because the other person is just in a hurry. I mean,
So
you did what you're supposed to do. You hit your putt. You were clearing the disc.
Right.
And they didn't say anything. They just putted at you.
All right.
Is he asking, would I get the stroke as a person that got hit?
Yes.
Here's some rules. You ready?
No, I wouldn't think so, but what does the rule say?
All right. This is PDGA Rule 810, starting at letter C. A thrown disc that strikes a person or animal is played where it first comes to rest. So if you're putting and I'm clearing my disc out of the basket and you happen to hit me or my disc, if your putt goes in, it's in. If it doesn't, it's out. Sorry. You play it where it lies.
What if it's rough?
Then this says, hold on. A person. So it doesn't say. It only says things about intentionally interfering. So a player who intentionally interferes with a disc in any of the following ways receives 2 penalty throws: altering the course of a thrown disc, or moving or obscuring a thrown disc or marker, other than in the process of identification, retrieval, etc. If a player or their equipment interferes with their own throw, the player is assessed 1 penalty throw. Yeah. There you go. So I would say that there's no strokes for you for pulling the disc out of the basket. There's also no strokes for that player for putting and hitting you with it.
Correct.
The way that there would be strokes is if you were clearing your disc out of the basket and kind of like, rip the chains or something right as somebody was putting and it caused some distraction or something like that. Then you could be
Courtesy
accused
violation.
of altering the course of a thrown disc. Yeah, one of those. End of the day, like, it's not. If you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, you are not at risk of getting stroked.
Right.
There it is.
There you go. All right, next one comes from G. What up, G?
G.
Hey guys, it's been a bit of a rough day. I just shot one of the worst scores I've done in quite some time. Didn't get many pars at all. I consistently got bogeys, so I did something consistently. But besides that, it was a rough day. I lost 2 of my favorite discs, so a little bit dejected. On the way home, I decided to stop by the park and just film myself again. I film myself once or twice every month, just checking with my form.
Okay, I feel like this is leading somewhere that.
Yeah, probably
I
so.
got my hand on the pause button, so if it goes weird, I will pause it as soon as I can.
Okay.
And I noticed I was pulling with my shoulder. And my shoulder was kind of turning first, and my elbow wasn't really coming with it, and I was kind of whipping the disc out. And I know Danny, I watch all of his videos, and that's really, I've modeled my form after what he's taught, but I know he kind of focuses on, lead with the elbow, get into that power pocket, hands on the outside of the disc, and let that baby fly. But how can I train that? How do I train the pulling with the elbow disc on that? Is there an exercise or something I can do? Because I can't play like that again. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. And it makes you kind of take a few steps back from the sport. I'll get back out there, but need some advice on this one little thing. Again, it's your boy G from Vancouver. I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right, G, I apologize for just being suspect of that.
It sounded like we were
It
being
sounded
set
like
up.
it was going somewhere weird, but apologies for your bad round. I know that sometimes you have a bad round. It can kind of make you feel a little deflated, especially if it's an event or something you've been like really practicing hard. You're super excited at the beginning of the event, and things just don't quite go your way. So to his question, how can we help?
Danny, quick tip. This gentleman said he's struggling leading with his shoulder. He wants to lead with his elbow, like you talk about in your videos. What's a tip for leading with your elbow better?
Don't reach back early.
Don't reach back early, he says. So
As late as possible, because then your shoulder's moving backwards rather than forwards.
gotcha. Okay, so Danny says don't reach back early. You want to reach back as late as possible because then your shoulder is moving backwards. So you're going to have a little bit better timing that way. That's going to force you to keep that shoulder back instead of leading with it out of the gate. And so timing is kind of the biggest thing in this situation. At least that's what Danny thinks. I think I would agree with that. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
I like that. Yeah. And I'm not like an awesome person. That's good.
Yes.
I'm not like an awesome person to ask about that because I struggle with leading with my shoulder a little bit.
You could have
but
just stopped it. I'm not an awesome person, but that's okay.
I'm not an awesome person. And on to the next question.
That's a ton of weird. All right, this one's from Dylan, and then we got one other question. So YouTubers, get your questions ready for the after show. Dylan asks, I currently putt with the dagger. Previously, I used P2s. I love the feel of Trilogy plastic and the dagger, but after using the dagger for a while now and putting daily for the last few weeks, I feel it is too deep of a rim. I'm also convinced trying to grip the dagger has hurt the first knuckle of on my ring finger. My question is, what putter would you recommend that flies similar to the dagger but is not the dagger? Thanks, and Robert's hair, and I guess his commentary at GBO drew me to you guys.
What's up?
So your hair's an asset, apparently.
Thanks, guys. I actually recently got it insured.
Did you know?
Yeah, because it's an asset. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I did not. That's not true.
Who's the people that there was a big deal about somebody, I think Jennifer Lopez's legs or something like that, like $1 million or something. I don't know. Anyways,
I don't think it's her legs,
is that what you got about $1 million? What'd you say? That's true.
What? Pardon me while I type in exclamation point disclaimer. Yeah, no, not quite $1 million policy on my hair, but close enough. Okay, now I forgot the question because
a dagger, but not as deep rim as the dagger.
Okay, well we have a disc that is very much like the dagger, but that doesn't have a bead. That's the guard. Just came out this year. If you are not liking the depth of the dagger, the guard isn't going to help you too much. But if you just don't like the bead, then that's your answer. The guard is fantastic for that. And man, I'm a Warden guy. I have been for a long time. The guard felt at first really deep to me, and the more that I've thrown it and putted with it, for our videos or for the stadium experience, the more I think it's a really great disc. I think if I didn't have Wardens, I'd probably putt guards, I think. But if you're looking for something a little bit more shallow, that's straight, kind of like the dagger is, I think, the Mercy is probably a little bit shallower. You might check that out. The Warden is shallower too, but I think it's going to have more finish to the left than the dagger probably will. I don't know, what else am I missing?
Crown comes to mind.
Yeah, Crown might be a good one. Definitely shallower than the dagger, not by a lot, but a little bit. But also with a big bead. So if you do like the big bead feel, that's a good choice.
Yep.
Yeah, and then maybe the last one would maybe be the Gauntlet.
Someone said Shield.
Yeah, the Shield is...
It's a little stable.
That's the reason I wouldn't recommend that for that, is that it's going to have more dive at the end of the flight and less glide. If you like the glide of the dagger, you probably won't like the Shield for putting.
Got it. All right, one last question from Gabe. Here we go.
What is up, Disc Golf Answer Man? Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, Robert, self-appointed captain of Team Warden McCall.
That's right.
And Eric, thank you for the EMAC Truth McCabe. So I had a question more for Robert, but I would like all of your input.
Whoa.
So I throw the Warden. I have 4 of them in the bag right now. And I use a fan grip even if I'm throwing it off the tee. So I just was curious on what grip you used, even if you were throwing a Warden as far as you could. If you're using fan grip, a power grip. Whenever I use the power grip, it seems that I'm always pulling it left because I'm left-handed. So I'm just kind of curious on how to fix that and what input you have for me. Thanks, guys. Love everything that you do. Bye.
Nice. Good question. I am the same as you in that regard. When I throw putters or mid-ranges, I always throw them with the same grip. I will never ever throw a putter or a mid-range with a power grip because it just doesn't feel comfortable to me. I might be able to throw it farther if I did, but it's like you said, I'm not really willing to sacrifice accuracy for that possible little bit of extra distance. So the grip that I use is kind of like a pinch grip. It's not quite a fan grip, which is, spread out kind of like if you're watching the YouTube, kind of like this, like my putting grip is kind of more like that. And it's not a power grip where all 4 fingers are under the rim. It's my pinky and my index finger are pressed up against the rim, and then my ring and middle finger are against the flight plate, kind of pulled towards the rim, but not all the way there. So that's what that looks like If you're watching the YouTube, that's what it looks like. My ring finger sometimes kind of stacks on my pinky just a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of just in between a fan grip and a power grip. So that's what I use. What do you do?
Similar. Mine's a stacked, kind of like a stacked grip, I guess you would say. Kind of like what you do. And I use the same grip for everything. I don't like the power grip.
Right.
Like all fingertips underneath on the flight plate, or not on the flight, but on the rim. I don't like that. Now that you got fingerprints all over this beautiful disc.
Apologies.
I don't like that because I don't feel like I have control over the disc when I use the power grip.
Right.
Especially with the way it releases out of the hand. So I like the stacked, slightly. It's kind of like a slightly modified fan power grip, kind of like a stacked grip, where the fingerplates,
mm-hmm.
the fingertips are on the flight plate of the disc.
Yeah.
And I, for whatever reason, that's just kind of like how I started doing it, and it just comes natural to me now. So.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Sending your questions to discgolfanswerman.com. Check out on our Instagram, IGTV channel. That's where Danny takes your form questions and answers them in video form. So there's quite a bit already out there. So there's a library of content for you to check out if you haven't already. And then make sure you're subscribed so that you can see future ones as well. What else? Well, big week next week is Junior Worlds, the PDGA Junior Disc Golf World Championships. We're going to be doing some photos, some videos, and things like that to keep everybody apprised of everything happening out here. So make sure you tune in so you can cheer on your favorite junior player.
Right. Speaking of Instagram, if you haven't seen much from the stadium experience, I know Dynamic Discs had a lot on Instagram. Did you put any on yours, Bobby? Your personal one? Okay. Well, if you just want to go follow Bobby anyway, at Uncle Bobby Jr. is his Instagram. I had a few shots from the stadium event. Mine's J. Robert McCall. Eric had quite a few really cool pictures and videos from the event. Eric _ McCabe. Yep.
And in my YouTube video, I featured the one I talked about earlier in the show, where I talked about June. Your video of you almost acing hole 6 is on there. So.
Almost got it. The straight one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one that hit the basket. That's the only one I had. I didn't have the one of you throwing 18. But.
Yeah. Almost got it. It was almost cool, but instead it was OB.
It was OB.
Circle 3.
Sorry about it.
Oh, yeah. But quick story about being short and OB. So Eric and I played that earlier. We were just ace running everything. I think we both shot around 7 under or something because we were just having a good old time.
Yeah.
Not trying to birdie everything, just running it.
Trying to ace everything.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to just ring it up. And when Paige Bierkus got there, I was kind of giving her the rundown of what we had been doing, and I said, but if you're short, you're OB. And Paige kind of looked at me for a second, and she goes, "Well, you're not really that tall either. Like, you should be OB." And I was, Paige, I'm talking about throwing the disc short, man.
If your drive is short,
she got offended, and then she called me kind of short. And I mean, while she's not wrong, I was like, "Come on, man,
that's hateful, though."
Yeah,
gosh,
I'm not gonna come after you like that.
Just went there
until now. Now I'm going to from here on out.
It's on.
Anyway, so yeah, if you're short, you're OB. Just remember that next time you play, you'll be a better disc golfer.
Doc, there was an ace prize. It was, I don't know if you're talking to us, but the ace prize was a disc. Everybody that aced, except me, because I aced and I didn't get a disc, but whatever.
It's only because you threw the same hole a bunch of times.
Still aced. But no, they got a custom Dimax disc, and they got their name announced by Scott Hayes, the announcer. It was really cool.
All right, guys, we're going to set up for the after show, so stay tuned on YouTube and stay tuned to audio listeners. Stay tuned for tomorrow.
Hey, bye.
Audio listeners, stay tuned for tomorrow.
I release this
tomorrow,
and then the after show on Thursday.
Want to use the restroom real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Now?
Nope.
Here?
Right here.
YouTubers still on, so watch your language. So.
Oh, you're just not recording.
I'm just not recording yet, but we are still live. All right, so get your questions in, YouTubers. We see you still out there. I've got a couple of topics we can talk about. I didn't put a poll. Did I put a poll out on YouTube for today? I don't think I did. Let me double check. Oh, yeah, I was going to see if people wanted to give us questions to ask, and I don't know that I ever saw any.
Are we still doing the whole what's trending?
We can. Sometimes in the past it got too political, so.
Yeah. No, we don't have to talk about those.
Sure. Right, that's what I'm saying. Is that they were too political, so we didn't even talk. There wasn't much really to talk about.
Do we need any more commands?
Did anybody think of any commands that we need?
Got hair. Tacos.
Emac Truth.
We put a link directly to it.
Mm-hmm.
Do 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 do. I am new to disc golf and wanted to ask, why aren't there any fairway or distance drivers that have 0 turn and 0 fade? Don't answer that yet because I'm not recording.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's going on?
forgot, sorry. Keep your questions coming in. We'll get there as soon as Robert gets back. We're going to start recording. That way the audio listeners can benefit as well for the after show.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see. So what's everybody doing for 4th of July? I know that we're having a little company cookout tomorrow.
On the 3rd of July.
On the 3rd of July. So because we actually have the 4th of July off, I'm going to be heading down to Bartlesville to go pick up my pup dog, Sebastian. My ex-wife was watching him, and did you hear about him almost
Yes, you told me that he almost got hit by, or he did get hit by a car.
Yes.
I mean,
I tell you what,
I'll
save it for the after show. But anyway, I've missed that little guy. Cannot wait to see him.
Ralph got hit by a car once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There
Broke
was-
his leg.
Like how
15
long?
years ago,
Oh,
14
okay.
years ago.
I want to know. Okay, Robert's back, so we're gonna hit record.
Broke it. Should have seen the other guy.
Can you hit the FX for me, sir?
I can.
I cannot.
Welcome to the after show. This is the after show where we talk a little bit of disc golf. It's a little laid back. We just kind of
We lean back in our chairs.
we lean back in our chairs. We get intimate with you, the listener.
Maybe not that.
Okay. So what I was saying right before we hit record, I wanted to tell everybody is that I get to go pick up my dog Sebastian. My ex-wife was watching him while I was in Denver. So I did not. Someone asked on the YouTube chat if I took Sebastian to Denver, Colorado. I did not. He stayed back, and he almost died. In fact, I got a text. I said, how's Sebastian doing? And she said he's doing fine, except he almost died. And, of course, I'm like, what happened? Apparently, there was he got out of the front yard, and my dog is not leash trained. Or not, what is it? Or
Leash trained?
Is it leash trained when they take off Anyway, he's not good at coming back. He takes off and enjoys his freedom when he's out of the yard. And there was a garage sale going on, so there's a lot of cars. And a car was coming by and had this, well, I guess they weren't going very fast because it's neighborhood, but they had to slam on the brakes. And according to my ex-wife, the bumper hit the back of Sebastian, hit his butt cheek, and it scared him. And he
Must have been a really low riding car.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
Because, I mean, think about that. How low that car had to be to the ground.
Yeah. And apparently that scared Sebastian, and she said he took off like a rocket. And
are you sure it wasn't the car that hit him?
And so then he ran to the backyard where he was supposed to be, and they said that if that lady had not stopped, he would have been under the tire.
Yeah.
So pretty scary, but thankfully he's okay.
Yeah.
Sucks, man.
That happened to Ralph, but he actually got
hit, you said.
He got hit like thud.
Was it a thing he was just running around on the road?
I think he was chasing a squirrel. It was at Jones Park on hole 1, Jones East.
Oh, okay.
It was actually, back then, it was like hole 12 or something like that because we used to park on top of the hill.
Oh, yeah, and started hole 8.
Yep. Yeah, and then he came over the hill, and I just heard a car slam on the brakes and then heard the thud, and I heard Ralph scream. And then Ralph came flying over the hill, saw me, and slid at my feet, and his leg was broken. And I had to pick him up and carry him from hole 1's basket,
not a short way,
to the top of the hill. And it was like, I don't know, 7:30 p.m. or something like that. So the vet was closed. So it was an emergency vet. And the biggest like issue that I had with this whole situation, the car kept going. They just took off.
Sucks.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's him right
Poor
there.
fella.
Yeah, look at that little guy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm showing you anyway. It's Ralph.
Thank you, CF3, for have you thought about the battle golf idea for a video? I haven't seen that, I guess.
So I don't know if they were the first ones that did it, but Dude Perfect did a video called the All Sports Golf Battle, where they go out. Yeah, they go out to a golf hole and they take a football, frisbee,
lacrosse, whatever.
Yeah, a bunch of sports, and you get to choose the order that you play them in, and then you play the golf hole. You know, throwing lacrosse for one shot, and then
you can only throw
punting a football for the second shot. And once you use it, you lose it. Right, and so you just try to finish the golf hole in the fewest amount of throws, or the fewest amount of shots, but with all different sports.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of cool. It was a great video. I thought it was a really good video. Actually,
we need to do that.
Yeah.
I know disc golf.
Foundation
right, with a basket.
Yeah, Foundation Disc Golf did one the other day with Macbeth, and theirs was pretty funny.
It was a while ago. They went in the Walmart and picked each other's.
Yeah. They had some struggles, right. But that was really good. I think we would very much enjoy that.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm super interested in doing that. But yeah, thanks for the $4.99 CF3. That's awesome.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, thank you for the idea, because definitely we need to look into that. And Doc Zen, thank you for the treat for Sebastian. I will definitely go get him a treat when I go pick him up.
Joseph Neal earlier said, "Are discs over speed 10 necessary to be competitive?" Depends on what field you're talking about and what course you're playing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If we went out to somewhere like the country club, I would need discs over speed 10 to be competitive, definitely. But if we played
yeah, probably
it would help me a lot to have a Raider.
Absolutely.
You
but
know what I mean?
I also feel like you could get a 4 on hole 1 with an escape.
Probably so. But then like hole 4, and it's not just a crosswind or a tailwind.
Yeah,
that's
the
when
longer par 3s are what's going to struggle.
It's definitely helpful to have something over that. So that's personal. If you're talking advanced field or maybe even intermediate field, yeah, maybe so. Or pro field, but not on a really long course. Like if you're playing Hammond Park for some reason, or a course like it, I wouldn't need a disc over probably a 5-speed or even a 2-speed. So yeah.
Someone asked about the Bronco leftover discs. I believe there are some, and they're working out how to figure out how to get those out.
Mm-hmm.
So that information should be out, and then over the next several days of how that's going to go down. Someone wants to start the Sebastian Memorial Celebrity Dog Awareness Pro-Am Fun Race for the Cure. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Fun run race for the Cure.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to do that Ace Run Productions.
They hung up.
I think we talked about doing something like that too.
What's up?
Go out and do a Ripped Revenge round.
That's the card thing, right?
The card game, and film it.
Yeah, that would be fun.
We want to do a challenge video. If Emac or Robert are ever in Georgia, maybe Rip Revenge. I'm fairly certain we would win if we edited it that way. That's funny, man.
One quick shout out too, as well, to Mr. Ron Converse Jr.
Yeah,
Ron Con,
three-time MP50 world champion. If you're wanting to learn a little bit more about Ron Con and his disc golf history and his mindset through the world championships this last weekend, we have our blog writer interviewing him, and there'll be put out a blog article about, so you can read a little bit about his performance at Smugs.
Yeah,
and in Vermont.
Smugs.
Con at Smugs doesn't have the same ring.
It doesn't ring like Mugs at Smugs. Interesting. Like you said, I don't remember if you answered this or not. Michael said, "Big Broncos fan, are there any leftover discs? If so, can I get one?"
I said they're working on it.
Okay. I just didn't hear you say that. Cool.
So there are some left over, but they're trying to figure out how to distribute it. It's a little more complicated right now at this point than just putting them on the website.
They'll be out soon. You'll see. You'll be able to see them.
Yeah. Nathan Dodson said, "Do you need testers for your folding basket? I just moved into a condo and don't have room for a practice basket anymore, or at least an idea on a release date." We don't have a hard and fast idea.
TBD.
Yeah, we're in the prototyping stages right now. We have a couple of prototypes that we think are doing well, but they are not in the production stage yet. There you go.
Also, congratulations to Eric Oakley on his second place.
Yeah, he played great
at Dooney. So, and from what I could tell from Instagram story and stuff, Tina and Eric are having a great time over there. They're going to be putting together a vlog episode for the DD channel once they get back of their adventures over there. So definitely be look out for that.
Yeah, Finland that's one of my favorite places that I've traveled ever. It was so much fun.
There should be a lot more stuff coming out on their channel, their Instagram and stuff, because right now they're doing like I don't know what you would call it, but they're going to go to different stores and do clinics and stuff like that. all throughout the area over there. So that's pretty cool.
Oh,
one thing while we're thinking about, if
yeah.
you want to research while I bring it up, but the 2019 Great Lakes Open is this weekend, and so we need to go Skip Ace picks in. So kind of put that in your mind.
What's Skip Ace?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
CF3 was saying, although that does sound like a fun time, and I do think it does, the all sports golf battle.
Yeah.
He was saying, I was referring to 18 holes. The loser of each hole loses one disc chosen by the other opponents. The only way to get your disc back is to win the hole. So, like each of us go play. You get a 3, I get a 4, Eric gets a 3. Y'all get to take a disc out of my bag that I can't use anymore. The only way I can get it back is if I win a hole.
Sorry about your wardens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the first one to go.
Please, I got 4 of them.
oh,
but
it's
Bobby
not
and I
a
are
category.
gonna win like 4 holes in a row.
Yeah.
So sucks to suck.
Yeah, but then wouldn't
It
you
really
stack?
does.
You to be able to stack up, you would have to like.
It's
honor
gonna be
just
your
bring
normal
your,
bag.
just bring
Honor
your
system,
normal
bring
bag.
your
You
own
Yeah.
can't.
bring
You
your
can't
own
like.
bag.
I can't like just
And
fill
I
it with Emacs.
and I always carry 12 wardens.
Speaking of that, I need to replace my Maverick that I lost at Fort Hayes, not Fort Hayes, but Hayes, Kansas.
Yeah.
At Frontier Park. I lost my SE Maverick. Jonathan Van Duzen. Thomas said that they are releasing a new line of disc, but didn't give any more info. Spill the beans.
News to me.
News to me.
I'm Kevin Nealon, and that's news to me.
Yeah, we have not heard
Yeah,
anything.
well, have a go
That's
what you're talking about.
interesting. I wonder if it's just a teaser for something. I wonder if it's a new.
Chaser asked if any Denver Broncos came out during the event. No, not like at Arrowhead where the mascot came out and threw a disc from the top row. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
A few.
Yep.
It's pretty fun.
Yep, pretty cool. The coffee blend, somebody asked about that. It is a dark roast coffee. So if you're into dark, thick roast coffees, you're going to love it.
Cool. Doc says, I wonder how a switch bags between Bobby and Robert would go.
I think it'd go just fine, actually.
Be okay.
I think I think they would do better than if Bobby and I switched bags.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got enough moderately understable stuff.
You'd probably be throwing my Defender and Trespass a lot.
Yeah. But even if I had to just use
Depending on
like
the
just
course.
Renegade or just Air Trespass or something, like I've thrown plenty of understable stuff. I
would
like
just-
hyzer flipping.
You would
things.
just power down on the Renegade. And
Yeah,
the
just wouldn't
Trespass.
throw it super hard.
Yeah. And then I'd have to what would you still got the Ballista Pro in there, Eric, or is the Raider more take over?
Raider's definitely taken over. The Raider, out of my bag, you'd probably, I mean, right now, my current bag, you'd probably be throwing my fairway drivers more than anything.
Yeah.
Right. Same
'Cause I
here.
don't really have anything super understable in the bag.
I've got a Maverick that you'd throw.
It was interesting us playing in Colorado. Me and Robert were talking how we're so used to the Kansas wind that all our discs are more on the stable, overstable side.
It's not because of wind. It's because of elevation.
No, what I'm saying is we were used to playing in the wind in Kansas that we didn't have a lot of understable.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
whereas
gotcha.
Whereas if Colorado was more of our home base, we'd have more of the
My bad.
understable stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah. If we lived there, like, then I'd probably drop off my most stable Raider.
right.
And put, because my second most was still pretty darn stable
Yeah.
up there. Yeah, and put in a Trespass or a Renegade or something like that.
Marcus, who we played with, is of course Team Dynamic Disc, but he took us to his private course he has out on the
Ponderosa.
right. But is it called a retreat or a?
It's a church
it's
camp.
It's a retreat center church camp. Yeah, that's right.
He was remarking how, because every time we would throw something, we'd be like, man, it's not that stable. And they're like, oh, the elevation. And then he would say that, yeah, when he comes to Kansas or doesn't play in Colorado, that he feels that discs are more forgiving
Yeah.
because they don't stable
Well, that's
up
why,
so much.
I mean, you got to have a lot of respect for players like Mike Randolph, who came from Colorado and played very well at a lot of tournaments, finished top 4 at a bunch of world championships. And I have nothing but respect for those players that are used to playing and practicing every day at elevation and then coming down and trying to play. I mean, it's easier, honestly. You can't tell me it's not easier to go up and your discs be more overstable than you come down and your discs be more understable.
Yeah, true.
You want them to be more overstable.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a lot of respect for them.
What someone said, describe the birdie coffee that.
I did.
He already did that.
It's a dark roast.
Oh, you did already?
Yep,
Okay.
I did.
Sorry. Let's see what's trending on YouTube. It's June 29th, the greatest day of our life, the Ace Family Basketball Charity Event.
I bet my video's trending already. I
You think so?
posted it like an hour ago.
Let's check it out.
I'm sure, yeah.
Let's check it out real quick.
What did you say, Bobby?
Apparently the Ace Family Basketball Charity.
Ace
Family Basketball Charity.
I don't know what that
Not
is.
sure what that is. World
I
biggest
also don't know
gaming
what it is.
room, over 10-time. Oh, that's Dude Perfect. They're always trending, huh?
Well, yeah, it's kind of
they've
like
got
their
43
thing.
million subscribers.
That video was funny. Watched it last night.
Which one?
Their overtime.
You guys watch America's Got Talent?
Nope.
Sure don't.
Oh, right.
I've seen a video of, I think his name's Cody, the autistic blind fellow.
That sang?
That sang.
Played the piano?
Played the
Incredible.
piano. Yeah.
What we've been watching lately is Songland. Put in the chat if you've been watching Songland. Super interesting to me. Songwriters come in and write songs for a specific artist. Then they pick 3 of the 4. They go with, famous producers and make them into songs that could actually, be on the radio, be on albums. Present them back to the artist, and the artist picks one to be like their next single. And it is fascinating. Like, as somebody who I love music, it's fascinating to watch their creative process and just like how quickly it comes to them. They're super good at it. Kyle Copeland coming in hot with the super chat. He says, for the $4.99, thank you, Kyle. He says, what's hybrid plastic and how does it compare to Lucid/Fusion in durability and flight? More specifically, the Hybrid Raider snagged a few this weekend. Thank you, Kyle. From what I understand, the Hybrid Raider flies pretty similarly to the Lucid Raiders that are out right now. I think it's slightly more overstable than the Fusion ones and about the same as the Lucid out of the box. I think Hybrid beats in maybe just a touch more quickly than Lucid, but not something like really, really super noticeable.
Yeah. It's like that milky white Lucid plastic.
That's what it is. So yeah, it's kind of a blend of Lucid and parts of Fusion. So that's what that is.
All right, let's take a look at the Great Lakes Open out on SkipAce. Remember, you can go to skipace.com, join the DGAM group. We've got quite a few people in there having some fun. So we're going to pick from that group. Did we do? Wait,
We did tuning.
Is it in there? Oh, we got to give away to our winner. Let's see.
How did we do?
That's what I'm looking up. Here is Toonie. We ranked 180. No, we ranked 95.
That's better than normal.
Yeah.
How do we put in Erico? I was really
if we
torn
put
on
in
putting.
Eric- who did we?
We did Vinyl Macula and Leo Pirinen.
We would have done really well.
Yep. Both of those guys did well, but yeah, Eric got second. So darn it.
So Kristen Tatar and View Giorgio
From Thailand.
got us negative 55.
Yeah, she didn't play very well this weekend.
She cost us a couple of spots.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Seppo, where did Seppo end up? He only gave us 62 points.
He didn't have his best week.
Yeah. Eagle Man, of course, won it, so he got us the most points. Leo Pironen got us 150 points. So let's see, 95. So let me go to random number generator. Random.
It's going to be 14.
Random. Should I do random name generator or
What if
number?
it is?
Probably number generator. 1 through 94, 5. Generate. Numero 29.
It was almost 14.
Travis Klein. Travis Klein, if you hear this message, make sure you are logged into SkipAce. Take a screenshot of your profile and your credit card number. No, I'm just teasing. Just
Social
give me
security number?
Yeah, just give me a screenshot of proving it's you logged into there, Travis Klein, and send me an email, bobby@dynamitdisc.com, and I will send you a disc from our goodie bag.
You want to try a Nightbot giveaway?
Yeah, Danny's going to teach me how to do a Nightbot giveaway. So we gave away something to Travis Klein. Let me make note of that real quick, Danny, so I don't forget. And then, how do you set up how do you set it up for Nightbot?
Okay. Do you have a Nightbot tab there?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right, get ready, our YouTube chat
Okay,
people.
go giveaways on the left.
Yep.
Keyword. across the right next to active user there to make sure mod. Well, unless you don't want mods eligible. We need a keyword, Robert.
Warden.
Warden. Okay. So everybody type warden in the chat one time. If you type it more than once, it's not going to. It's going to mark you as ineligible. So type warden in the chat one time.
All right. So for our audio listeners that are doing, we're trying this new thing with Nightbot for our YouTube watchers giveaway. So we're gonna have. When do I hit roll it?
Once it'll say eligible users on the left.
There we go. They're coming in.
Usually as many as you.
Roll it means it'll pick it for me.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Post in the chat too.
All right. So put the word warden in, and you can only put it one time, and someone will win. Not a warden because I don't have any to give away, but you'll win something from our goodie bag. We'll figure that part out. So, but Travis Klein on Skip A. So, you guys looked at the lineup for Great Lakes Open?
Look at the chat rolling now. Just warden. It's my dream.
Nice. So what do we got?
All right, I filled in some picks for us.
Okay.
And I'm happy to change them if you guys think, but I'm just shooting from the hip here.
Wait, did you sign? Is it under my name?
No. I didn't put them in. I have it on.
Oh, you have it.
Skip
Okay.
All right. Number one pick.
Hold on, let me get to that page real quick and
I hope I win.
I hope you win too.
That would be awesome.
Number one pick.
No, I meant the warden.
Which is what?
Oh, yes.
Me.
I'm going to go with Eric McCabe.
Yeah. How do you not go with Paul Macbeth, who shot 18 under there last year?
Yeah, I'm going to take Paul Macbeth number one.
Yeah, but everybody's going to pick him. So.
Well, yeah, but I think you have to.
If we don't pick him, we don't get those points.
Get the points. Yeah.
I think he wins. Number two. I put Chandler Fry in there. It's 19 rated.
Really?
Yep. Chandler.
How you pick?
See, here's the thing. When you put Paul at the top,
you use up a lot of points.
Yeah, so you kind of have to pick around the 10-20 range for a couple of people, and then a little bit lower for your last person.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So we're gonna roll the dice.
Okay.
And see what happens.
What's your next one?
So I put Chandler Fry in there. Chandler's been playing great golf lately. He's the sort of guy who can shred if he gets on a roll, and he's been doing that lately, so he's good.
Let's go over to the female first before you give the pick 3 in the men.
Number one on the female side, I put Paige Pierce. I think that she's going to do awesome out there this week.
How did she do last year?
She probably either won or got second, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And then for our second female pick, we needed to save a few points, so I picked Jessica Weiss.
Who dominated this last weekend in Michigan.
She had a fantastic finish. She's on a roll. She's in the same state. I think it's worth.
Paige has to travel from Alaska.
Yep.
So I know Jessica Weiss is doing well. She's done well. I can't recollect if she's won anything yet.
She won this last weekend.
Oh, she did.
Just said that she just dominated this.
Yes,
last
you
weekend.
did just say that. But other than that, has she won anything?
I'm sure she has. Yeah.
Not big stuff this year. No.
What do you think? Maybe people probably disagree with me the wording of this, but what do you think's holding her back?
Jessica specifically?
Two things.
Yeah.
Paige Pierce, Katrina Allen.
So you think it's just the level of play?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
Okay. That's fair. All right, so Jessica Weiss in there. Do we want to go ahead and put the alternative?
Yeah, I mean, I think you go either Rebecca or Madison. Both of them have a chance to do very well out there.
Rebecca. All right, so back to the men. Pick 3. We have 2012 left.
Pick 3, I'm thinking of
2012.
This person who is a long thrower. There is
Double G.
There's not really a lot of OB at this course. Is that correct?
Yes, there's hardly any OB, but there is treble.
Okay.
It's like
Here comes
OB.
treble.
Here comes treble.
Here comes treble. I did not pick Double G, though. That's probably actually a better pick than who I did. But I put in Anthony Barella. Anthony throws very far. And this is a course where a little bit of extra distance helps out a lot. I just think he's due for a pretty good finish, so I put AB in our third spot.
Who do you want?
Had I thought of Double G, I probably would have put him in, but that would invalidate our last pick.
I know it would. It sucks because he's killing it right now.
Yeah, and it's probably worth us maybe trading out Chandler for somebody else in favor of Double G. Last pick is somebody who played well at the CCR Open this last weekend. Michigan native. His name is Sam. It looks like Mr. Deza. It's obviously not that, but
Is it just Merdeza?
yeah, that's probably it. 989 rated, played very well amongst some really good players this last weekend, so I think we can roll the dice with him. I do think we probably put Double G in there, either in place of...
Can you put him in place of Barella? Because I bet they're pretty close to the same rated.
We
Garrett
are...
is 1027.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
so
4 points shy.
Points, yeah.
Okay.
So let's do here. Let's take Chandler out for a second. Let's put somebody else in there. All right, so let's do Double G. That leaves us. We can pick somebody rated 1015.
Who did you take out? Anthony and Chandler?
No,
I
just
put
Chandler.
No, I put in Double G, and then that
took
takes
both
Chandler out of it. So that's not a bad pick there.
Chris Clemens.
Yep.
It's trying to think of the course, how lefty friendly it is. Not that it matters because he's got a nasty forehand,
Yeah.
but he would be a good pick.
He's just been playing well. Chris Clemens.
So Paul, Garrett, Anthony, and Chris Clemens?
Yep. No.
No. Take Anthony out.
Put Chris Clemens in.
Sam in too.
Sam 989 rated is our fourth.
Where are you at, Sam? There you are, Sam. Paul, Garrett, Chris Clemens, and Sam, Mr. Deza. Paige Pierce, Jessica Weiss, Rebecca Cox as the alternate on the men's side. Let's go with, I will pick, who am I going to pick? I'm going to pick George Beno.
All right. Discraft sponsored guy. There you go. We did it.
So is Macbeth.
No, I'm just...
You're just saying what it is.
He's just dropping knowledge on you.
I'm just letting you know.
All right. Save picks. We good?
Save picks. On to the giveaway. It's time to roll it.
Did Paul play well at Deglo last year?
I don't remember.
All right. Going back to Nightbot. Woo! We got all kinds of people in here.
Yeah.
60. That
Oh, I
good?
thought he was going to say, that's too many.
I know. All right, I'm going to hit roll it.
Come on, roll it.
Rolling,
Roll it.
rolling. Keep
Give
them
me
doggies
that.
rolling.
Roll
Roll. Roll it. Triple OG.
That's me.
Now what do I do?
Now you tell him to reply in the chat and message you on
Triple OG.
On
email, whatever.
Oh, Triple OG. Message me on the chat. Send me an email, bobby@dynamicdisc.com. Prove that you are Triple OG. Be logged in. I've just been doing it. Be logged in. Send a screenshot of you logged into YouTube. If you want to send a video of you doing jumping jacks or working on a car to prove that you are. I don't know where I'm going with that. You in there, Triple OG? Rigged.
Dude, Taylor said it was rigged.
Probably was.
So, sounds right.
What else we got going on in the world of disc golf that we can talk about? Anything else people want to bring up? I was at Chinese restaurant during your slow clap from Eric, Tina, and AJ. LOL. It was nice meeting you at Ledgestone. Who was he talking to?
Me. I was at Ledgestone with those people that you just said, and we were just talking through how we had played, and I said, hey, I've birdied this hole both times I played it. And both Eric and AJ were like, oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty loud in the restaurant. And I just, I'm sure I turned beet red because I'm just not trying to make a public scene about things. But they don't give a crap about that. They're exclusively making public scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
They're all about that. Johnny V thinks that Jessica Weiss is being held back by her putt is inconsistent.
That's true.
So is Double G's.
That's also true. She goes back and forth between like an Anheuser putt and then just kind of like a pitch hyzer putt. Yeah.
Will AJ be at the MVP Open?
I'm sure you will.
Would almost guarantee it.
Someone's wanting to get a WALF award, and if he has any. Just bought a Lucid Raider. Can't wait.
What are you
We're going
waiting
to
on?
love it, Mr. Putin V.
Get out there.
Trips for traveling to Emporia, Kansas.
Where are you coming from, Ben? Brian?
It is humid and hot this time of the year, so if you're coming, be prepared to drink lots of water. Be prepared to use some sun spray?
Screen?
That's what I'm looking for. Sunscreen. And you should be good to go. Make sure you check out Radius Brewery. Make sure you check out Sweet Granada for some sweet chocolate.
Make sure you check out Doobies.
Make sure you check out Doobies for a good sandwich. If the timing is right, look on our website, dynamicdisc.com, and there's a place called Visit Emporia, and you can schedule a tour, and you can sign up and be able to get a disc.
There's Triple OG.
You need me to email you then, or what's up? Yep. Email Bobby, BOBBY, at dynamicdiscs.com.
With an S.
With an S. Got my first ace with my brand new Lucid EMAC Truth. First round, bagging it too.
Yo, yo. Sounds like you need to order like 10 more, yo. Just saying.
So you can get 10 more aces.
That's right.
Jerome Yanchik says, what type of shoes do you recommend for disc golf? I like Salomon shoes. They're fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
I've also just worn just some trail runners from Nike or Adidas or companies like that, and those have been good as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any news that's come out about that baseball player that was found?
Found dead in his hotel room?
Is that what it was? Found dead in a hotel room?
Yeah, one of the Angels pitchers, I think.
They don't suspect foul play or anything either.
Yeah.
I'm looking at YouTube. Willet Funnel Cake. That's where I got the idea for Willet Heiser. From the
because they try to funnel cake everything.
No, Good Mythical Morning, they do everything like Willet Taco, Willet Burrito, and I thought, well, what if we did a Willet Heiser? We need to do.
We haven't done one in a while.
I know. Caleb City. Have you guys ever watched that YouTube channel?
Negative.
Have you ever watched that, Danny or Anthony? Caleb City. He does these 1 minute, 2 minute videos, and it's only him, and he does different characters, and he's pretty clever. He's pretty funny. Yeah. All right. Looks like we are done with the after show. Nothing else to talk about.
Yep. What's our plan for next week? Are we recording next week, or are we skipping for
That's
Junior
actually,
Worlds?
I wanted to talk to you. Every time I think about it, I'm not where I can talk to you. Do you think any of the players would want to sit in on this?
No, because when we would normally record is during the luck of the draw.
Oh.
And then right after that is the player meeting, and we're pretty packed that week. It could work on Monday, but I don't know who all will be here.
And it's just going to be Paige Bierkes, Paige Pearson, Zach, right?
And Chris Clemens, and Jordan Castro,
Castro,
and Grady Shue, and Emerson Keith, and I might be forgetting some, but that's just right off the top.
Yeah.
But I don't know when all of them are getting here.
Yeah. Wonder if we did an audio thing or something with them.
Yeah, maybe.
I might reach out to see, even if they came in the evening or something. We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in for the after show. We appreciate all yous.
Yeah. And if we see you next week, we'll see you then.
Yeah, I'm not sure what'll happen next week.
Probably
but
won't see me.
I brought up tacos 18 times. Would you guys ever print names and phone numbers on discs?
You mean like
we could do it on the front of the disc, like a Dimax.
Dimax if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could do
or
a Dimax.
custom bottom stamp, just a bunch of them. Sure.
Suppose you could.
I like it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Later.